This version of It's Erik Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
It's Erik Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Erik Nagel.
Thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. I am Erik Nagel. Over there in the frozen tundra known as Arizona, there's Jordan.
Couldn't hear you, Erik. But hi, everybody.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
That's weird. All right. That's a new issue. All right. Radio was going. Video wasn't. All right. Always a note. Something triggers something else, and then that one stops, and then this one I don't know.
It's always something.
It's always something. But we are here. Hello, welcome to the program. If you're new, do us a kindness. Go over and follow us across the board on all the social medias at It's Erik Nagel. If you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app, we do appreciate that. If you're listening to us later on demand through Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your stuff for on demand, do us another kindness over there and leave us a positive review. It does help out the program, and it's algorithm shit that nobody really wants or cares about, but it helps, so we ask you to do that each and every week. If you want to join us live as we do the program, you can head over to our live rooms on Twitch, on YouTube, and I think it's still just an hour from what I understand with Instagram. They're working on it. It's not our doing, it's the service we're using. They're only providing it up to an hour for right now. They said they're working on it. I don't know what else to do past that point.
I am getting the notifications on my phone saying we're live on Instagram. So they're slowly adding features and getting things done. So
and if you're on Instagram and you're chatting in there, I don't think they have it where we can see that yet. No, we can see Twitch, we can see YouTube, we can see Twitter. We don't have the Instagram chat coming through here either. So if you're writing us on there, sorry, don't know what to tell you, but you can pop into one of the other rooms here, and you can participate with the show in that way. All right. This has been interesting. We've come to an actually slow week, a slow news week. If it's not the polar vortex taking over the majority of the country, the United States and Canada, or the Republican caucus that happened earlier this week, or people again being amazed by water bottles opening in sub-zero temperatures while at the Kansas City Chiefs game. There's been nothing else happening this week, or at least anything of note.
Everyone's in from the weather. You're right. We've got a lot of the election news and playoff football. I mean, there hasn't been any major tragedies that have been focus of the news. Like, it has just been a weird, slow week. A lot of patting on your back on the Hollywood sector with all the award shows out there. And I just don't have a ton.
Nobody cares about the awards. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Why are you so short? Now you're sitting up. Okay. Is your seat declining while you were?
No, it's a brand new chair, so I'm not having the same hydraulic issues.
Okay.
I must have just been shifting.
You were pretty low. We might have to do something about where your camera's positioned. Maybe drop it down a little bit and then get you all good. No, don't tilt it. That'll look weird. For another time, not for the show. Anyway, so no one gives a shit about the weather, but it's cold everywhere. Everywhere.
It is.
It's cold. It was 14 degrees when I woke up this morning. I don't know what it is now. It doesn't matter what it is now. All I know is I keep getting alerts that we've got snow coming, another 3 to 5 inches here on the East Coast.
What's that like?
But, well, you get a dusting every now and then. It just doesn't last.
Yeah, it was 75 degrees today.
Yeah. It'll
be 75 degrees tomorrow. I don't get weather for longer than a week. Like, it might drop down, but I think I don't get much winter anymore. Yeah. We're done.
You're done.
Not even February.
That's it. So it'll be 90 by next week.
You guys get all the weather. I'll get all the heat.
Yeah, so it's like 28 right now. We got snow coming. And then I saw a thing on the local news. It's like, but letting you know, next week we'll be back possibly near the 70s. It's like, what?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
global warming. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's global warming. They say global cooling is a fucking theory. It's a myth. Something's going on. I just know the weather pattern has changed in the last 2 decades, and everything is all wonky. It's fun being in this part of the country because we don't really get that much. We get some rain, but all the fires and the blizzards, that's all West Coast shenanigans now. That's their problem, not ours. So we get to watch California and the Pacific Northwest under blizzard conditions, and then it immediately heats up thanks to all the forest fires that they have, triggering the melting of the blizzard, and then it becomes mudslides all the way down the western seaboard.
Yeah, it's all TGI Fridays, mudslides, and that's about it. I mean, I'm surprised we actually didn't have that bad of a fire season, which is weird. We have a season for fire. We didn't have much of a fire season this past summer. Like, there wasn't any major crazy.
It's really terrible when you get fire out of season. It just doesn't taste quite right.
It doesn't feel right.
You got to be in the prime of fire season to really enjoy it with a nice fruit salad.
Yeah, it's always market price on the menu because it's whatever's in season. Yeah, so we didn't get much. We got a little bit of cold these past 2 weeks, and then it's been 75 today, 75 probably tomorrow. It's supposed to dip down a little bit. I don't expect to get too much colder.
Right, next time it's supposed to drop, I want you to go outside and dig a hole, put your head in it, bury it back up, and then let it freeze there overnight. Could you do that for me? Could you do that for me?
Yeah, that's very optimistic. Do you think that would get frozen? We don't get that cold.
Trying here, whatever I can do. Our pal Tom from Alberta, Canada, for those of you not in the know. 3 to 5 inches is a dusting. Yeah, he sent me some video the other day of he was in his truck, and you saw maybe 3 feet in front of his headlights of the truck.
Oh, that's just terrifying.
I was like, I kind of guess he's on a highway. It kind of looks like a road. Everything else is up to the imagination there.
That sounds horrifying. Like, we get with the dust storms where you can't see, and I don't like driving in that. I couldn't imagine driving not only where you can't see in front of you, but the ground is actively trying to push you off the road because of how slick it is. Like, it's just terrifying.
Nature wants you to die. It's like, nature is saying, it's like, look, if we had a house, we'd be inside right now, but you have no excuse that you're out here on the road. So now it's turning into Frogger. Now I got to try to push the truck off the medium there into an abutment, and then what do they call it? Jackknife, flipping over. All those videos that you see online with no explanation. It's like, where did this happen? Did this just happen? Oh, that video's from 10 years ago. Oh, so they're long dead. Okay, I shouldn't care about those people. Got it.
Well, it's like I said, like you said, I'm a Chiefs fan. I love watching football. This past weekend was playoff football. It started the playoffs. So the Chiefs played, Saturday night. Saturday night. And it was, I think, negative 4 degrees with the wind chill putting it to negative 27. And they played football. It was the 4th coldest game in NFL history. The Buffalo Bills had to also play on Sunday against, I believe, the Steelers. And they had to postpone that game in Buffalo because of the amount of snow and just complete ice all over, where they reached out to the citizens of Buffalo and said, hey, for $20 an hour, we'll provide shovels. Come out and shovel the stadium.
They've done that before, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But the footage from this, you would think that these people didn't understand how weather works. People were sliding down stuff shirtless. I'm like, if the football people can't play, you
Buffalo.
Morons.
They're used to
They're morons.
If you were up there, you would look like Maggie Simpson in the starfish costume. Snow thing. God, You're just not moving, and you fall over first into the snow, and then that's the end of you.
Yeah, it would be definitely Christmas Story, where I'm like got 35 layers and I can't pee.
This was nothing.
Yeah, there's no chance. People. Yeah, so they were just running around shirtless, shoveling snow, and I was
trying to figure out how I didn't see till the next day how they compensated the people, because I saw on the
they were
news,
saying $20 an hour, and then like food.
I know, but I'm saying I saw on the news, and New York City was actually relaying from their NBC affiliate up in Buffalo there. They were talking how they put out the call for the fans to come out and shovel all this out. And then the next day we're seeing, like you said, people sliding around, having a good time, shoveling all that stuff out. I was trying to figure out, well, how are they compensating these people? And then it's revealed that it was You said $20 an hour, right?
Yeah, $20 an hour, and they provided food and drink.
Not a bad deal if it was regular season play.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the playoffs. They have the potential, especially since they won, they have the potential for going into the Super Bowl.
Right.
But they had that same potential leading into this game, which got postponed till Monday. I was thinking, I'm like, they better give these guys playoff tickets. Like, you only get one because you helped shovel this out and made the game happen. Not the case. I was digging around trying to see, like, did they give any of these people? Maybe they own a suite or something. It's like, cram as many of these guys you can in there, give them free hot dogs and beer and popcorn and stuff, and let them watch the game. No, that was not the case. You got your $20,
and that was it.
That was it.
Now, the funny thing is with that is that they were just able to shovel mainly the walkways and get in the area. Some of the seats were still covered, and they put in a stipulation: if you were coming to the game, it's first come, first serve of seats. Like, they weren't even honoring seat numbers anymore. They were just like, just sit wherever. And you could see like piles of snow. It was nuts because I don't know.
I saw that some of those seats weren't dug out. So if you had those seats, you were kind of screwed, right?
Yeah, you just, dig them out yourself and sit.
But doesn't football do that thing with licensed seating? Like, in order to have season tickets, you have to have a license, which guarantees that you have these seats and whatever. And if they're telling you, look, we're not honoring that, it's just first come, first serve, you're spending thousands of dollars on season tickets and then extra for playoffs and, God willing, Super Bowl for your team.
Right.
You're not guaranteed your seats because of snow.
Well, during the regular season tickets, you only get the regular season. Then you have the option to be first come to buy tickets for any playoff games.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how that ended up working out. I haven't heard a lot of complaints throughout the news cycles in the league. All the big stories have just been about how, Philadelphia got just beat up and how cold it was in Kansas City. But I mean, after the snow, and that was it. Those were like the top headlines. So it was an interesting weekend for football, at least.
I can't imagine being a fan of anything and wanting to willingly go and shovel out pounds and pounds of snow just so that they could play the next day. Look, $20 an hour, I guess, is pretty damn good considering, the physical labor that you're doing. But I don't like anything enough that I was like, you know what? I'll go out there and I'm not doing it for kids to go to school. I'm not even doing it to get my car out of the driveway. Why am I going to go over there and help the local sports team out?
They take that stuff seriously, and the Bills, they get close and then they lose. So they're really hoping that this happens. This works out.
So this was from the Kansas City game.
Okay.
Who did they play?
Kansas City play the Dolphins, which we're not prepared to be that cold.
So at one point it was like -7 degrees, and with the wind chill it became -27 degrees. And I'm sure we all saw that video. It's some guy opening up the doors that look like to the cooler section of a 7-Eleven or something. Mm-hmm. You take out, you see Coke products, you see that smart bottle of Smart Water, takes it out. And he was the caption said the refrigerator is actually keeping the cold drinks warm from the outside. He takes it out of the cooler, just stands there, and all of a sudden you just see the whole thing freezing because of how cold it is outside. Well, that was going around, but did you see the other photo of a guy who bought a Michelob Ultra, tried to open it while in the stands, and it immediately froze as it exploded?
No.
So it's like seeing something involving black holes in a sci-fi movie, where you can kind of look at, how they say, like, if you're at this end of the ship is a totally different time period than this end of the ship,
right?
Where the black. So if there's an explosion back here up front, you're just seeing like a little glimmer of light, not knowing that the whole end of this giant spaceship is been completely destroyed. That's what this is. It's like he opened it up and instantly it froze in time during its explosion. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Right there. Just cracked it open, exploded, and immediately froze. This was a rock. Now, if the fans were like Philadelphia, they'd be hucking this at all the players on the field. But
right.
I was kind of hoping for that, too. I was looking for that footage. Alas, was not there.
I've been in some cold weather. I have lived in the Midwest. I just can't imagine drinking a cold beverage in negative 27 degrees. Like, you got to pour hot coffee, hot chocolate, whatever. Cracking open a beer just sounds miserable to me.
I'm guessing their train of thought was that, when it's super freaking cold out, a lot of it, people are drinking like a shot of whiskey or what's the St. Bernards? Remember the whole lore about them?
Yeah.
They'd have the little barrel of bourbon to warm you up when you're, almost at death's door from being frozen. So I'm guessing the train of thought here was like, well, it's alcohol, it won't freeze, and it'll warm me up because it's alcohol. And
that's not a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, this was almost like another sci-fi scene where they like the hatch blows open and you're in space, and the person gets sucked out, and they immediately go no,
and they freeze up,
froze like that instantly.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I love the Chiefs. If I had playoff tickets, that'd be great. The second I saw that it would be negative 27, I'd be like, well, I'll catch this one on the television. Like, there's no chance I'd go out and see that. There is no amount of fandom that would force me to go into that kind of weather to just experience it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Looking over the chat here, Tom from Alberta, 28 degrees in springtime weather compared to the negative 26 in the middle of the U.S. Last week. Our pal Bruno out in the St. Louis area, he's getting plenty of winter for us. The ground is frozen. You can't really dig in this. Yeah. Well, Jordan is frozen, but also in the desert, so the sand doesn't really bunch up like normal Earth does.
Yeah, in my area, I get maybe a little bit of frozen windshields that I just thaw out for half a second. There's no scraping. There's no trying to get the windshield to unthaw. It's just, throw the defrost on for 5 minutes.
Great Lakes area, which covers, 5 states plus Canada, they all got at least 3 feet. Like, that whole region got 3 feet. That's insane.
A lot of it's at a lake effect. And I know, like, when I was up in Syracuse visiting family, they would always warn about, like, oh yeah, no, it's going to come off the lakes really bad and just cover everything. And I'm like, it just sounds horrible.
Jordan, Bruno's saying if you miss it, you can always come and shovel his driveway.
$20 an hour.
$20 an hour, and he'll provide you with snacks and beverages.
Right.
For you to do so here. Lucy Moody makes a great point. They don't make baseball fans mow the grass.
Yeah, but baseball baseball can't even handle like real weather like rain. Fuck baseball. I'm so tired of baseball.
Hey, look, the Mets are playing the Cubs this weekend. It's going to be 104. We really need some fans to come out here and take those Pepsi cups full of water out to all the players, the grounds people, the umpires, all of that stuff. We need people. We'll give you $20 an hour, and if you catch a foul ball, you get to keep that too. And maybe we can get you a T-shirt or something with your name on it.
That would be kind of funny. Like, they just pay random people, little kids with lawnmowers, to go out there and get the fields cleaned up.
Baseball stops the second that there's a drizzle. Unless it's a really important game, like a playoff game on TV, World Series game, they'll push it as much as they can. But that first opportunity where the batter or the pitcher slips because of the water, then the ump's like, nope, bro, rain delay, and they're sitting there.
They got those groups of kids running out that giant tarp. Hurry!
Yeah,
we got to stop the dirt from getting muddy.
Yeah, they're running those tarps out, and then there's always some fans that jump on the field and then jump on the tarp like a slip and slide. And the news or the live broadcast, unless the camera happened to be there when it happened, they always cut away from it. Oh, we want to discourage people. No, show that. It's a rain delay. I don't want to watch reruns of MASH. I know that's coming. Just put on the kids doing slip and slide, the guy that fell off the center field wall. Let's see it. There's nothing else happening right now. And yes, I know it's interrupting The Simpsons. The Simpsons is going to start at 9 o'clock tonight. I understand that. That's where sports will grab my attention. But thankfully, we live in the internet age where I don't have to see any of these games because somebody will clip it and I'll find it online the next day.
Exactly.
And I'll be like, thank God I didn't have to waste my time watching these boring sports. Don't have to go there. Don't have to watch it.
Exactly.
We live in a great time. It's an amazing time to be alive. What else was going on this week that nobody gave a shit about? Oh, yeah. So we had the Golden Globes like the week before, and then we had the Emmys for the first time. Emmys are usually in September. They had it in January because they postponed it due to the writer and the actor strike.
Mm-hmm.
So this has really been a big award season because you got the Oscars coming up in a few more weeks, right? Aren't they right after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like right at the end of February or probably like March.
Yeah.
I'll look up the date.
So we got those coming up, and then countless other awards no one gives a shit about. The CMT Awards, the American Music Award. Is that still a thing? I know the Grammys are around, but I don't know if the American Music Award's still a thing. I know the Blockbuster Awards are long gone, so that's not a thing. The People's Choice Awards, the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards, all these awards. Look, almost every award season, I'm online on eBay looking for somebody hawking the golden popcorn from the MTV Music Movie Awards. Maybe a Moon Man, or nowadays, I want that orange blimp from Nickelodeon. Somebody's got to be up on hard times. Amanda Bynes probably has like 6 of them that she could easily part with to pay for counseling and whatever else, recreational use. I'll buy one of those orange blimps with the Nickelodeon on it.
I was going to say, you can add that to your, you were the one that has the piece of the aggro crag, right? Was that Giddles?
No, I don't have a piece of the aggro crag. I had that pin somewhere.
Okay. I was going to say, you can start building up your collection of memorabilia.
I would like a piece of the aggro crag.
That would be cool.
I have this thing, but that's not good enough.
That's still cool.
It's not good enough. But
yeah, award season. Ugh.
No one gives a shit about that. So Golden Globes came and went. No one gave 2 craps about that show other than Joe Coy's, I guess I don't want to say they bombed, but they missed. They just didn't hit the way they were supposed to. And because Taylor didn't like being made fun of, ooh, no, Taylor didn't like being made fun of, tough shit. Then they were like online, who is this guy? Who thought to hire a comedian for this thing? These are supposed to be serious awards. Don't they do that
every year?
So that's the problem. 1, they think they're supposed to be serious awards. That's why the public doesn't give a shit. 2, seeing the public on it online trying to give a shit about this, like, you don't give a shit about this. You're just trying to stir the pot and make I was seeing people after Joe Coy's like, of course, another misogynistic comic on there. They need to have a woman of color or all this other stuff for hosting next year. And whose idea was it to bring him? Oh, yeah. So remember how you all hated the Hollywood Foreign Press, and then there was all that scandal with them so that they don't run the Golden Globes anymore? There's another Hollywood Foreign organization that I forget the acronym for that one, but it's a new thing. And they wanted to be more diverse with the categories, with the programming, with the hosting, with the presenters, all of this stuff. They hired Joe Coy. Joe Coy, if you're not familiar, very famous comedian, funny guy, Philippine American. So that's why they brought him in, for your diversity. And then all these people, oh, well, he's a guy. He should. You can't please everybody. Like, you can't. They're trying to, and then it always fails. It's like, who brought him? How dare you have this guy in here? They're trying.
They're complaining about have a comedian. They had Ricky Gervais doing it for a couple years. They've had
4 or 5 years, and then he decided to end it. Yeah. I saw comments too where they're like, this is why they don't bring Ricky Gervais back, because that type of, the tolerance for that is over. It's like, no. They would have him back in a heartbeat because the ratings were through the roof with him. I mean, for whatever through the roof is for today's standards.
Right.
But like, they would have him back on because he grilled everybody. It made news all over the place. That night and the next morning was always about Ricky's comments shitting on somebody in Hollywood. And the numbers were there. He decided to end it. It wasn't that they decided not to have him. They kept saying, come back, because it meant ratings. It meant money. It meant this thing was getting eyes on it and making it more important. He did his time. He backed away. And what happened? He won an award. This Golden Globes for his brand new special on Netflix, Armageddon.
Yeah.
Right? And then he was up for other things, I think, for his series Afterlife, which was an amazing show. Very serious, very dramatic, and downtrodden because of the material that it involves. It's 3 seasons, also on Netflix if you want to go check that out. But it's like people want what they want, and then when they get it, they still don't want it, and they're not happy with it. So that was it. It was just Joe Coy's might be misogynistic, and he made a joke about Taylor that didn't hit anywhere. Oh, and something about Barbie, like he didn't know what Barbie was all about. It's like I kind of think he really did know what Barbie was all about, and this is exactly what he was talking about. That comes and goes. The Emmys are here. The Emmys come. Nobody's talking about it.
I didn't know the Emmys were coming.
Nothing.
To be honest with you.
Right. Nobody talked about it. It wasn't like there was a breakthrough moment. There wasn't like there was a clip from an acceptance speech or something from the in memoriam or any of that stuff that made any kind of highlight. Like you saw some stuff on Twitter because organizations were live tweeting the winners and what was going on. But there was nothing. No recaps on the Today Show the next day other than because it wasn't on NBC, so I guess they didn't really highlight it. I think it was on Fox this year for the Emmys. Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Do you want to hear a title of an article about the Emmys?
Sure.
The Emmys was very confusing and very nostalgic. Okay. I guess what they did was they brought back the cast of Martin, like on the set of Martin. They did All in the Family, so they had Rob Reiner and what was it, Tina Struthers?
Sally Struthers.
Sally
Rob
Struthers.
Reiner, yeah.
Yeah, so
that
she was there.
A fucking cringe piece.
It was, yeah.
Why were they? What was going on? Why did they have to stand so far separated?
It felt like they didn't want to be in the same room together.
Either that, or they were told they weren't allowed. Like, did somebody have COVID and they're not, and just got over it, and they didn't mention it, so it's like just stand apart on the stage? Because at one point they said, "Hello, I'm Rob," or whatever. They're talking about the set, and then it's like awkward pause, and then the audience goes, "Oh, we're supposed to applaud here," and then Sally kind of goes like this, and Rob leans over, and they hold each other's hands, but at a distance. They go like this, and then they're back, and they're like, it was really terrible. It was really awkward. It made no sense. And then it parted away to what was the guy on the piano that was playing the music for the in memoriam?
Oh God, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Not Charlie Puth, someone else.
It wasn't Gavin McGraw, right?
No. I'll find it. They also did all these weird cast reunions, and you would think that would have made a bigger splash considering everyone is into nostalgia, and they brought back some of the cast of Cheers. You had Ted Danson, Rhea Perlman was there, Kelsey Grammer, Ratzenberger, George Wendt, and they were like on a set that resembled the bars of Cheers. Right. And then they did Martin, they did the All in the Family, and no one is talking about it. Like, why not? And it's just because it was so poorly executed,
promoted, and they didn't really clip anything. Like, I'm sure it's, if you can find it, I'm sure either Fox or who runs the Emmys, the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, has stuff out on their accounts to watch these clips of all that stuff, YouTube. But like, they didn't trend anywhere, they didn't circulate anywhere, no one cared.
Oh, it was Charlie Puth.
Was Charlie Puth? Okay.
Yeah. They left off Ryan O'Neal, and they left off Jerry Springer on the in memoriam.
All right. Yeah, Jerry passed away. Wait, did he pass away this year or the previous year?
Last year. It's usually they try to include everybody.
2022.
2023. They usually try to get as many. I think it was 2023 because I was on the show and we talked about Jerry. So they try to get as many from 2023 on through when they air. So some of them, like if someone had died like last week, they would have probably put them on before the show.
Moody. They left off Ryan O'Neal. Oh God, no.
He was a big star. I mean, he was maybe not the like the household name now, but he was a big star then. They left.
He was a big O'Deal, I was going to say, in the 80s.
Big O'Deal is the name of the show.
That could be it too. I'm going to write that down. But they do this other thing too with the in memoriam. They started a while ago. I think the Oscars started this, and then all the other shows started doing it, where they have music playing where somebody's singing in order to refrain from the audience from applauding for certain people who've passed away or cheering or whatever, so that it's equal, that everybody gets observed. Look, I get it, but nobody cares about account executives or associate producers or key grips or something, and then all of a sudden there's Oh, he's not dead. Burt Reynolds. Wait, is he dead?
Yes.
Okay. I won't say Robert Redford. I know he's not
like
dead.
2 years ago, something like that.
Burt Reynolds. So like if Burt Reynolds comes up and people are applauding, go woo, like that, but then all of a sudden, there's somebody else who did costuming or cosmetology for something like that. Well, that's not fair to the other people. Your whole business isn't fair to anybody. So what do you give a shit about who's getting respected and who doesn't? Let people cheer for the dead people they want to cheer for.
Here's some more notable people they left off. Ray Stevenson. He was on Star Wars Ahsoka just recently. He passed on. Jerry Springer. The original Wednesday Addams, Lisa Loring, who I think lived out here. She passed away. She was left off. Julian Sands. He's kind of, you would know him if you saw him. He was like in a lot of like horror movies, but you would know him. Let's see. There's one, Jerry Springer, and let's see who else. There was another one that I thought was really weird that they left off. Raquel Welch, like Raquel fucking Welch. That's a big
huge
snub
name to leave off,
right?
You think
how do you leave off Raquel Welch?
Well, wait, hold on. She might not have been television. She's a movie star.
She was probably in some movies, though. I mean, it's all of Hollywood.
Yeah, I just said that. Movies.
No, I'm just saying, she may have been in some television, but, Hollywood always just puts Hollywood
They
on
don't
there.
put movie stars on there unless they're known for having a substantial TV credit. Otherwise,
was Ryan O'Neal like a TV guy?
Yeah.
I knew him from
the 80s.
I believe you. That's weird.
I can't name a show, but I know for a fact that he was.
Name 5 shows.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look. He was known for...
I mean, come on. Raquel Welch may have shown up on like a thing of Laughing or something. She had to have done some television.
No, wasn't he on some soap opera in the 80s? I know he was a movie star. I see a lot that he did here, but... I'm looking. This is terrible for the radio.
No, it's great. People love this stuff. They finally get to use that plus 10 seconds button. They're not used to doing.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought he was on one of those, not like the soap operas, but remember how they used to do like the dramatic shows on network television, like Dallas, that kind of soap opera kind of thing. I thought he was on one of those, like Falcon's Crest, one of those terrible shows in the 80s nobody cares about.
I forgot about Falcon's Crest.
Yeah.
He was. He did. Maybe not. He was in Bones. That's the most recent TV appearances he was in, which is not exactly what you were looking for, but he was in Bones for 24 episodes. That's fine.
Maybe I'm incorrect. I swear I thought he was. Oh no, he was. He was on ABC nighttime soap opera Peyton Place in the 60s.
Oh, okay.
60s.
Damn, you really went far back.
Yeah. But that counts. It's a TV credit. Yeah, usually
501 episods. Yeah, okay, maybe he gets a pass for being on there.
Right. It's
so then that's a huge snub for not putting him in.
That is a huge snub. That's correct. It's usually they don't put movie stars in just because they've had appearances on TV shows and stuff, like a cameo or something like that.
Right.
That's the Academy's territory. But if they were TV star, like George Clooney, right?
Right.
When, God forbid not soon, but when he does pass, they'll show him on the Emmys for Facts of Life, Roseanne, and ER.
Yeah, he was Booker.
big. Yeah, he was a big TV star before becoming an even bigger movie star. So that's where you can
get the bleed over.
Yeah, you can get the best of both worlds with that. But like when Brad Pitt, again, God forbid, whenever Brad Pitt's time is come and gone, he's not getting credit for his cameo on Friends because he was married to Jennifer Aniston at the time. You know, he wasn't a TV star.
We won't be getting any black and white photos of these
Leonardo
gentlemen
DiCaprio,
anytime soon.
God forbid. Will from Growing Pains. He was Luke on Growing Pains for like 2-3 seasons because they needed a younger kid because the cast got ancient as fuck. And then
was he really on it that much? Like, I remember some of the episodes he was in, but I didn't realize
like the last 2 seasons of it.
Right.
And then the girl Chrissy, who was what does she have to do with The Last of Us? The girl that played God damn. Remember you and I were talking, I said when we started watching The Last of Us, I said, hey, this girl looks like the girl Chrissy from Growing Pains. And
right. Oh, yeah.
Johnson was
Ashley Johnson.
Yeah. Was tied into this show. Like she had another character or something. Or she was the girl in the game. Like Ashley Johnson voiced the girl in the game.
Yeah, she voiced the character, Ellie.
Right. Of course, it always comes back to this. She was the voice of Ellie on Critical Role.
No, she's the voice of Ellie. She is on Critical Role.
Okay, I don't watch Critical Role, so thank you for correcting me and updating me on that. But you get what I'm saying. They're not going to have everybody, but that is a big snub. Jerry Springer,
that's big.
Single-handedly was saving daytime television with The Price is Right in the 90s because who was giving a shit what was on during the day? It wasn't the soap operas because, look, they all came and went. No one cares about them. Daytime was watching Price is Right and
Jerry
Springer show. Because then they would rerun the more racier stuff at night, like here in Channel 9 in New York, but you would get the censored versions of Jerry's Too Hot for TV tapes that were out.
I was going to say, they used to sell those tapes like crazy.
They used to sell those things like Girls Gone Wild, those infomercials.
Right.
And I bet you
it was too hot for television.
Girls Gone Wild is just, dumb, fun-loving college girls constantly showing their tits on boats and mansions and somehow tour buses. But I'm guessing the Jerry Springer stuff was out. Yeah, the Jerry Springer stuff was outselling that. When I was in college, I knew kids who had all the VHS tapes.
We used to get them at the video store where I worked at, so we would watch them after hours when we were cleaning up. So we'd throw those on and be like, "This is so stupid," but it was fun to watch.
Bodyguard Steve just manhandling people with one arm.
Steve, I think Wilkes or something like that, because he ended up doing his own show. Steve Wilco. Yeah, he spun off and did his own show for like a few seasons.
And then he got in trouble for something. I can't remember what, but he got in trouble, and then they axed his show. I think he was being a bit too aggressive in some facet of his life. But yeah, so Emmys came and went. No one cared. I saw something in here where Heather said, I got to go scroll back here. Where is it? I
think Noodles was talking about something.
Heather said, maybe people are just starting posting about things. I know so many people that watched the Emmys.
The internet is all about posting about these kinds of things.
Right.
Like,
and you don't see
Twitter was blank.
We don't see the trending. You don't see it on the news shows in the morning, highlight clips or something. They just said, the Emmys happened, but there was no real standout stuff. That's a problem. Like, these award shows need to have that one moment. Like the Oscars. The next day, it's always if the best leading actress had a dramatic speech or the best leading actor had a dramatic acceptance speech. Those are front and center. And then you see best picture, like the giant ensemble of the cast, the directors usually they're front and center grabbing the award. Those are the clips that show the next day. There wasn't any of that.
No, very
there was
quiet.
Nothing about it. So people, I'm not saying nobody watched it. Like they turned it on. There was a 0 rating for the Emmys. The
line didn't move.
Yeah, everybody's like, you could have ran static, and this would have gotten more people. People watched it, but nobody talked about it. That's the thing. That's the problem nowadays. If nobody's talking about your stuff, you're dead in the water.
It's funny because like I'm on another show where we exclusively talk like movies, TV, and things like that. And I'm sitting there in my house doing something, and I'm getting text from my brother. Oh my gosh, they reunited the cast of Martin, and he's talking about it. And I'm sitting going, "What are you talking about? I didn't even know the Emmys were going." I had no idea it was being televised. And then he told me what it was from. I'm like, that was tonight? And it's like, that's how lackluster and just not caring about any of this I have been this season. And I think a lot of it's the carryover from the strikes. Like, I'm like the slate of movies on the calendar. Like, I am just blank on all this right now. Like, there's just nothing for me.
I'm amazed anyone gave a shit about the cast of Martin. Actually, I'll take that back. I'm amazed nobody covered the fact that it was the cast of Martin, because wasn't Gina Campbell like suing Martin Lawrence for like 2 decades or something because he was aggressive or assaulted her or abusive to her on set? Like, there was a whole thing for a while. So how much did they get paid to do this? Because none of them were nominated for anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I don't know why this is going on here. Let's get to Gina. Yeah, look at that. So there's the whole cast. No, Martin was a huge show in the 90s.
I used to watch it.
Nobody cared.
I used to watch all the time that and In Living Color. Like, those were my shows to watch on Fox and Simpsons.
Right. And then they had Living Single. Come on.
Oh, I still know the song to that one.
We're living single, Friends.
No.
And then Friends ripped it off.
Yeah, it's almost word for word.
At least that's what they claim.
Yeah, Living Single didn't have the clapping, and that's what they brought in. It's like with Ice Ice Baby. It's different because it's got that.
No, see, their song goes din 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 din. My song goes din 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 din. It's that little hi-hat that din din. That's how the song's completely different. And then a couple years later, Suge Knight held him over a balcony and he had to sign away all his rights to the song.
Exactly.
I wonder now. I got to look that up because that was a well-known story about Suge Knight and Vanilla Ice. He signs those rights over. Snoop Dogg runs Death Row now.
Yeah.
Do they still have the rights to Ice Ice Baby?
I'm sure catalog? They do. I'm sure they're in there somewhere.
You know what? I know.
Because remember,
he's good friends with Mr. Rob Van Winkle.
I was going to say Mr. Van Winkle. For a hot minute, did a metal album where he redid Ice Ice Baby, and then most recently played the Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party.
Cold. Yeah,
God,
he put out he put out a cover album?
Did he?
Yeah, he put out a cover album. I was actually listening to something the other day because we're doing that music app challenge thing,
right?
And the category we were in. Oh, by the way, I have to go back.
You need to vote.
I've been so busy this week. I just remembered that I'm part of it again. I was looking for some stuff for the cover category, and I came across some of the Vanilla Ice ones. But like he was doing like 70s disco songs.
That is so weird.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if
I gotta find that.
I gotta find it because it's amazing.
It sounds horrifying.
No, it's amazing. Here we go. All right, here it is. So he does a new version of Ice Ice Baby.
Of course.
He does Gap Band. You Dropped a Bomb on Me.
I love the Gap Band. Why is he doing the Gap Band?
He did Public Enemy's Fight the Power. House of Pain, Jump Around. Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back. I don't remember who did this one. You Gots to Chill.
Oh, You Gots to Chill.
I know the song, but I can't remember who did it. He did I Got It Made, which I don't have any file on.
EPMD.
You Got to Chill? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the song, the hook. I couldn't think of the band. Buffalo Soldier. Treat 'Em Right. Isn't that Chub Rock?
I think so, yeah.
Hey. It's like you heard the beat and just somebody yelling hey in the background the whole time. 1991, Chub Rock. Yeah, like that. Yeah. God, music used to be so fantastic. It used to be so great. There's some songs that are kind of great now, but it used to be amazing. The Ice Ice Baby Rock Hero mix, the Ice Ice Baby Club Crasher mix, the Ice Ice Baby New Romantic mix.
What? I want to know what the romantic version of that song is.
Insane in the Brain.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah. It's called Vanilla Ice is Back. Vanilla Ice Hip Hop Classics.
Oh man. Yep. I will have to be doing that.
Right.
Oh, so bad.
If Vanilla Ice came out on the Grammys and did a montage of hip hop classics, I mean, like, I don't even know if Gap Band's a hip hop classic, if that's more of a disco thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Put it all in there. Put funk, put all that R&B, mix it all together. If he just did a medley of these songs together, that would be the thing, unless somebody fell down, got stabbed with the Oscar or, something like that. That would be the thing everybody's talking about the next day.
Could you imagine if they had pulled off that 50th anniversary of hip hop that they did about 3-4 weeks ago? But you're right. They just had Vanilla Ice up there singing covers of every song.
I think they missed a great opportunity, not only just for artistic, respect for the genre, but for the press. If they were doing something, because I think the Roots were playing, right? Weren't they? The band playing while that was going on. And if all of a sudden you just hear, "Yo, VIP, let's kick it," and Vanilla Ice comes out.
But it's the Jim Carrey version from In Living Color.
That kicks the shoe off into the crowd.
Oh, I love that cover.
No, but if he comes out and he did a little bit of the melody of his thing in there in the whole montage, you also forgot third base. You could have brought them in there for either Pop Goes the Weasel or the Gas Face. Mm-hmm. You forgot Snow. Snow wasn't represented.
Informer. Ugh. Did he do anything else?
Snow 2, the snowing. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I'm trying to think of any other white rappers that mattered. I mean, you had House of Pain. I don't think they were represented, but then
I don't think they were white either, though. I think they were like
House
cute.
of Pain.
Were they white? Oh, that's right. They were. I was thinking of something else.
I think they had a black DJ, but everybody else that band was
like
just
Irish.
Just a bunch of lovely Irish lads going to town at a bar in Boston. I actually Criminals. I didn't see them in there.
I found a band the other day, and it's weird that I'm like now in my life finding new music that I like, because I've been notoriously just stuck in the 90s. Like, I love all 90s music. I'm fine with it. I found these two guys, Joey Valance and Bray. They sound like the Joey Valance and Bray, Brae.
Okay.
They sound like the second coming of the Beastie Boys. One guy sounds like, ad rock or whatever, and the other guy sounds like a black dude. These guys are the whitest looking, almost Jewish dudes you've ever seen, and they're catchy as all hell. Yeah. And they are so catchy, and I'm sitting there listening to it and going, I can't believe they sound so like the Beastie Boys. I have been listening to them for 3 days now, just going through all the different music that they have. It's weird. I haven't found anything, but they were good.
E-Rock, come and rock the shore shot. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. What song were you listening to here? It seems their most popular one is Punk Tactics.
Punk Tactics is a new one. Hoolie Gang, Hooli Gang. I think you'll like Hoolie Gang, actually.
Hoolie Gang?
Hoolie Gang.
Is it like Hoolie Hoolie Chicken?
No, but that sounds delicious. It sounds like a Beastie Boys mixed with like a... I'm trying to think of...
No, nobody can do it like me. Zoop house plate with the kick cuisine. I was the black
very Beastie Boys.
It's like they're rapping over video games.
A little bit. But I've been like...
They're all doing,
this dude's white.
Yeah, but they're all doing the Beastie Boys thing and the Bloodhound Gang thing. It's like,
but it's fun.
Let's see how many references we can throw in there instead of actually writing lyrics, and then it becomes ridiculous.
All right, shake your cane, sir.
I will, but I am bookmarking Joey Valance and Bray. I will check it.
Listen to more of it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He'll shit on me on the air. He'll praise me in the game chats.
Mm-hmm. Please do that. I have all these new drops in here, and there's no reason to do any of them yet.
I was going to say, speaking of music, did you hear the big news coming out of Coachella for this year?
That it's all music not for us?
Other than that,
okay.
No Doubt is reuniting.
Oh, yeah,
just
I did
for
see
the
that
Coachella.
on the last day, right?
I think it's well, the weird thing about Coachella now, and it's like this with some of the other ones, is that they've realized
the very
that
first night.
Well, they've realized that they're so big now that they have to split to 2 different weekends. So you get Friday, Saturday, Sunday one weekend, and then the next weekend is yeah. Well, they've been doing it the past couple of years, and so I don't have any I don't think they've announced any details what day they're going to show up, because they show the lineup, and they release the lineup, and the lineup is horrible for people over 40 or 35 at this point. And they don't have them listed on any one of the days. They just say, oh, and No Doubt. Right. So I don't know what the plan is for them. I don't know if they're going to be there Saturday night. I don't know if they're just going to randomly show up. Who knows?
Maybe
but it's kind of a big deal.
Sunday morning. Just saying.
I tried to keep it. I wanted to see how long we'd keep that silence. So I don't know. I'm hoping maybe they kind of just do
how crazy that crowd will be. Like the stage is dark, and all of a sudden you start hearing that first lick from "I'm Just a Girl." And people are just going to lose their shit.
That would be so cool. And it's like they play the early stuff. Like, don't get into their weird, like, she's in the Japanese.
Just like when Blink reunited last year at Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
I think they did the last night.
I forgot the first song that they played where everyone went nuts. But then again later, because they played some new stuff too, when that lick from Damn It starts, the crowd just lost its shit.
Yeah,
but here's the great thing about the modern age. No one should go to Coachella. It is a terrible place. Who wants to be there? I don't know why you want to be there. It's to be seen. And look at my Instagram story. I'm here. Who cares? Doesn't mean anything anymore. I can watch what I want to watch on YouTube. Because sometimes it takes a day or two, and then all of a sudden, hey, here's the whole set on the official Coachella page or the band's official page. All right, that's what I wanted to watch. I'm good with that.
I don't think anybody should go to any of these festivals.
I'm trying to think. The second day had 2 bands that I was in. Oh, Blur.
Yeah. So Blur is going to be there.
Blur is doing anything because that guy formed the Gorillaz and doesn't need Blur anymore.
Well, that's probably why. Capitalize on some of that. Deftones, I think, are going to be Friday. Sublime with Bradley's son.
Yep.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's any
doesn't really sound like his dad, but
no, not really. Taking Back Sundays on Sunday.
They're taking it back, Jordan.
Yeah, they're taking it back with
Sunday
No
morning.
Doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some of the lineup.
I never ever have a bad thing to say about Taking Back Sunday ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not. I know I've heard some of the songs. I mean, I think I've actually seen them in concert. I'm just not like a listen to a whole album type of fan of theirs. Right. Like I can't just sit down and listen. I every now and then I'll hear a song and it's okay, I know that.
We got to meet them when we hosted the Buzz Bake Sale down in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
Which was our West Palm affiliate. And they were one of the bands playing, which actually you can see that artwork right there, was from that year. And Taking Back Sunday came over, apparently huge Opie and Anthony fans. So
that's
they're
cool.
good in my book.
Because they like you.
I knew one of their songs once. I don't remember the rest of their music, but...
You're like, I'm a big fan. Name 5 songs. You're like, oh, shit.
I'm pretty keen on them. The other one we had to introduce, and I don't like, and I still to this day don't like, Jared Leto.
I saw 30 Seconds to Mars a couple years back when they were playing with AFI and Linkin Park. And it was an okay show. It was good. It was fun. And then we saw them play this past year at When We Were Young, and it was... I just wanted to gouge my eyes out. Like, I'm glad I didn't make my way up toward the front. I just wanted to be in the back. I didn't want anything to do it. And he's doing this thing where like he wants to be more radio friendly, like just stupid stuff. It's hard to describe, but like they were playing new stuff and I'm like, don't play this. No one wants to hear this new song of yours. And it was a bad experience. Like, I don't want to see them again.
I don't even know what their hits were.
The Kill.
I wouldn't know it if you.
Okay.
You could sing it to me, and I still won't know it. It just used to bug me that people loved him because he was Jordan from My So-Called Life.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
really hate the name Jordan. I just can't stand it. So I already had a strike against him at that point.
Yeah.
But then his band and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually going by my middle name for a long time before Eric, found out after I joined the show that my name was Jordan. So it's too late now.
I know. I tried. I tried to legally change his name, and it just apparently you can't just go and fill out a form.
Can't
No
do
matter
it for
how
somebody
much
else.
you're going to pay for it, you can't change a grown man's name against his will. And I'm like, what kind of country are we living in? This communist state. Go out there and vote, people. Go vote.
Could you imagine?
Go vote.
Vote for whoever you want to. To me, these are both losers.
There you go. Got a chance to work.
Exactly.
Right. So anyway, no one cares about award shows. I think I have a problem with the guys who pick up my recycling.
Why?
Not give them a Christmas gift.
Do you do that?
You kind of have to around here. In this area, you do. So,
I've heard of it. I've just never done that.
When I used to have a regular UPS guy, I would tip him, but that changes so often, so I don't do that anymore. The mailman, he got a gift for Christmas because he's a regular. The garbage man, I always leave a little gift basket because it's 3 guys on the truck, 1 driving, 2 hanging off the back. So I usually give them a little gift basket of some whiskey, so they each get a bottle. And
good, so they can collect drunk. That's very nice of you.
I don't care. They're going to
Just
take care
throwing
of
trash everywhere.
They're going to take care of my stuff, my friend. My block will be neat and tidy, or my house will be neat and tidy.
I was going to say, I'm in an area now where, real quick, Instagram has been disconnected.
Yeah,
so
they don't know.
Sorry, everybody.
If you
back
hopped over here, welcome back. But
I'm in an area where
my stuff is taken care of. That's all I care about.
I was going to say, my trash guy has the arm that comes out, grabs the trash can, does its thing. There's only one guy doing it. So the idea of having that old school, you got the guys on the back of the truck thing is kind of, I don't know. The East Coast feels like a whole nother world to me sometimes when you talk about stuff.
My property's down in Florida. Depending which area you're in and stuff like that, they have different ways of handling the trash and the recycling. One area, you can't put recycling into the clear bags. Your stuff has to be loose in the can.
Okay.
So that's a real big pain in the ass, where if you've got a garbage can in the house that you're throwing the recycling bottles and stuff in there, you got to take it, then dump it into the bigger can without a bag. It's just, they're just all laying in there haphazardly. And you put the can out to the curb, and the truck comes by with the little forklift thing where it punches into the side of the can, lifts it up into the truck, drops it back down, and then it's done. The other area has I forgot how they do it. You don't have cans, you have bins. You don't have cans for
if you were living in an apartment complex where it's like a communal bin or something.
Not a communal bin, but it's for each house. So you have multiple bins. Here's your paper bin, here's your plastic bin, here's your glass bin. So you're doing all the sort. It's weird between West Palm, different areas of West Palm Beach how they do it. But up here, it's still a lot of old school where it's the guys on the back of the truck, right?
Yeah.
So I take care of them. They do a great job. They always take everything, and especially if there's something extra, I'm nice. I put a little note on the can. I say, apologies this week.
A lot of diapers in this load. Sorry, buddy.
No, but I'm talking especially during a couple years ago when I had the flood and it was gutting the place.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You probably had a lot of materials going out there.
I was leaving little bribes and I love yous out there, and they took everything. So I always take care of them during the holiday times, and they've been great. I've been having a problem with the recycling guys. Totally different people, different company, right?
Right.
Nana's Clams. No, I don't tip every week. This is once a year around the holiday time. So the recycling guys I've had issues with because they leave... I have the can, and I also have a bin that the town or the county, I forget who handles recycling, gives you, where the bin is supposed to be for paper, and paper goods, those kind of things. And then your can is for glass, plastics, and what have you. And all that stuff is in the big clear bag. So it's all neat and tidy. When I take it from the house, drop it in the can, all good to go. They keep leaving my shit in the street. And I kept saying, I'm like, I left a note at one point. I was like, please don't leave this in the street. And they keep leaving it in the street. One time, I was still up while I was editing and doing whatever. I walked outside when they came, and I said to the guy, I was like, could you do me a favor? Just put it back. I'm not asking you to bring it up. Just put it back on the the area of the curb there where you got it from. Okay. Did it that day because I was standing there. And next day, it's been that way for months. Just leaves it in the middle of the street. Or enough into the street that it's a problem where people either going to hit it or drive around it, right?
He didn't get his Christmas gift. He's mad at you.
No, this had nothing to do with a Christmas gift. But he did not get one. They did not get one this year. I made a point that they did not get one. Because
just put an empty envelope out there.
No, I just did nothing. I gave them nothing. Well, now I've noticed the last few weeks, Christmas is coming on. We're 3 weeks removed from Christmas time?
Yeah, just about.
Mine seems to be the only cans that are in the street. Everybody else's is on the curb or by their driveway. Everybody's. So I said, okay, we're at a stalemate here. I am not making this good. I don't give a shit if the cans get crushed or stolen or whatever. Because then if the cans are gone, guess who's leaving just the bags? Me. I don't care. I don't care. I've asked nicely for months, and they won't do it. So they got nothing, and if this is their way of being bitchy about it, so be it. But I'm not budging. I don't care. The garbage guys couldn't be better. The regular sanitation guys, fantastic. The occasional pickup, there's that one day when you have like large, bulky items that you put out there, and you see people like put out a dishwasher or like a furnace or something like that. There's trucks that come by.
Your old water heater.
Right. Oh, there's one other thing with the recycling. I think they tipped somebody off about my recycling because, and I got to pull the video, I caught this truck pull up. They park across the street. Some Spanish lady gets out, starts opening up my recycling and ripping the bags to take the cans out of my recycling. And I only knew that because it was the middle of the night and I see the ring alert on my phone and I go, what happened here? I go and I look and I just see this short lady come across the street, flip open the lid, start ripping open my bags, taking whatever, I guess, soda cans, whatever's in there that you can recycle nowadays and make money. Can you still recycle soda cans and get like a nickel?
I think that you can. Not a lot of states pay a lot now. Like California's big on the recycling bit, so they'll pay a lot more. Arizona, I'll just do my recycling through here. My recycling, they told me don't even put glass in there because the glass recycling is in Phoenix, and I live so far away from Phoenix proper that they're like, it's just waste more gas to drive the glass recycling. Don't even bother.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess the earth sucks.
But this is where I'm at now. So they tipped somebody off because it's been about 2 to 3 weeks that this person has snuck over to rip open my recycling cans to get whatever they needed to get out of my recycling. They leave the lid open and the bag is just ripped open and whatever's in my can's in my can.
You need a third can just to stick all the cans in and then just put a note saying, here you go, pre-bagged.
Right.
Get out of my trash.
So this is where I'm at now. So the recycling guys are not going to be happy. My shit's going to constantly be laying in the street unless I go out there and watch them. And they probably are so pissed off they won't give a fuck if I'm standing out there and they just throw it back into the street.
And you just stand out there and just do that bit where you're just drinking coffee in a bathrobe and just like, cool morning, huh? And then just watch them do their job every week.
What if... Now hear me out. What if I'm out front like Ralph Fiennes or Fiennes, however you pronounce his name, Rafe Fiennes.
Rafe Fiennes.
When he's the guy, he's in his white tank top with the rifle in the morning, where he's stretching in Schindler's List.
Oh my God.
What if I'm just sitting out there in a tank top and, I just kind of leaning like this, enjoying a smoke, kind of have the gun, racked in my arms here and just stretching, twisting, a couple of deep knee bends, and they just happen to come by. Do you think that makes the point?
I don't know if it's a good look to try to emulate a Nazi soldier when it comes to your recycling.
Soldier. I'm just saying, guy in a tank top holding a rifle.
Sure.
Using it for stretching.
I was going to say, whatever happened to that concealed carry license you were planning on getting?
I haven't applied for it here.
So it was like 2 years ago.
No, I have my permits and all that stuff. I just don't have the concealed thing because I haven't had enough of a case to file for it. You have to have a certain amount of...
you have to prove something or something?
And harassment and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Here they just hand you guns.
I know. It's fantastic.
You walk into a bar.
When you're leaving the supermarket, they have the gum machines. You could put it in there. You put like $150 in there. You turn the knob. A big giant plastic egg comes out, and you got your new Glock 9.
It's a big egg.
Right. Sometimes there's rifles. You got to put them together. It's fantastic. I wish that's how you bought guns. You know how they do that thing now with certain car dealerships where they do the thing and all of a sudden the thing goes up like some kind of motorized Japanese those stores like an automat.
Yes.
In Japan where you pick your items.
Imagine an automat.
Yeah, it's an automat. They have it for certain car dealerships where the thing goes up.
Oh, you're talking about the Carvana thing where it looks like a giant gumball machine. Yes.
Yeah. So if you could do that for cars, but if you could do that for, you could go into a Bass Pro Shop and you pick out your gun, you put your money in there, and all of a sudden it just comes rolling down in a big plastic egg, and you pop it open.
That would be fun.
Gun. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I just want one of those old style automats from the 1940s where you go in and you put in your dollar, you get a pie, you open the little door, you reach in, and then you get your rifle.
Right.
Or a handgun. That would be funny.
See, Aaron and I agree on something here. I also wish that's how you bought them. Who wouldn't want that? Just a giant machine. The chicken makes the noise, and then the down.
God, I forgot about the chicken.
There's the giant egg. You
used to lay
the
egg,
and there's your new hunting rifle and this. I love coming to this place
because that would be funny because you don't see what's in the egg, so it's a surprise. Unlike the ones that had the color bottom but the clear top, so you can clearly see what you're getting.
That's the other machine. This one you can pick what you want and it brings it down to you. That's why it's the clear egg. If you want to play blind box, then you go to the other one over there, and then the egg comes down where it's the multiple colors. Like the top and the bottom don't match. It's blue and purple for some reason.
Right.
You'll pop it open, and then you get your mystery gun.
Now let's add a third level to this.
Please do.
Old style claw machines, where you got a pile of guns inside this giant thing, and then you're just trying to grab whatever one that's catching your eye.
You can't do that, but that's a bit clunky.
Well, they're not loaded.
It's a bit clunky, and that's more of a game of chance.
At
least with
you can get some more money out of it.
Yeah, but nobody's going to sit there and gamble for guns. Gun owners will not have it. They'll bust open that machine and take they won't take the other guns. They'll take the gun that they were owed, and then they'll leave. They won't.
What's stopping them from breaking over the egg machine?
They won't mind if you're going down there for a nice gun, and then the claw thing. You know how they rig it where the hands the claw doesn't tighten all the way. So as you're picking up the gun, oh my God, it slips open because it wasn't fastened correctly. They're not going to stand for that. That's a game of chance. You're putting your money into the machine. The giant chicken's going up and down making the clucking noises. You know which gun is coming down the slide there, and you got your big plastic egg with. It's just the delivery service for a purchase you're making.
See, you're right because there's this Japanese place called Tesso Life that they just opened up here in Arizona. It's like a Japanese store with all kinds of stuff.
Japanese.
Well, it's all Japanese, but they have claw machines in there, and my brother and I and my kids were, putting in the coins, getting the claw machines, and I wanted to punch one of these machines because I had the thing that I wanted. It was lifted all the way up, and the second it hit the top, because it jostled it dropped, and it must have done it to me and my brother 3 times, and I was ready to just throw fists. I was actually upset.
Everywhere?
So yeah, I did buy ramen actually. But yeah, it was. I could see your point where I would get so frustrated that they keep dropping my handgun that I want to. Yeah, that would be fun.
Seaweed.
That would be great.
Or weird octopus parts, because I know they love that too.
Mr. Sparkle.
Let's see. Go back here. I don't need a pit bull. Oh yeah, Preston C. The Penn and Teller episode was about recycling on their bullshit show that was on Showtime, and how
I forgot about
recycling.
That show.
Yeah, it's weird. Recycling doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. Like, I'm for it. I'm not against it.
Right.
But it doesn't do what we were promised it would do. And in the whole scheme of things, I guess the statistics like, well, it really wouldn't have made a difference had we recycled this stuff or not, because the difference that it makes does not outweigh the damage that we're doing from making these products and plastics and styrofoam and all that stuff.
Right. Like the idea that we have all this stuff that recycles, but we're using a diesel powered machine to push all the smoke into the air to recycle it. Yeah. It feels like we're just kind of evening out, if anything.
Right. Noodles in the chat saying, "Oh, Eric's life's so rough. Man, I have to put my recycling in the can loose." It doesn't make any sense. They sell the clear bags. They even sell those translucent blue bags that on the box says specifically for recycling, made of recycled materials.
I was going to say it's probably recycled material.
They're made for this. And then certain areas tell you it's illegal to have your recycling in these bags. They have to remain loose in these cans. That attracts bugs and makes the inside of the can less desirable. It's all sticky, and then eventually it'll stink.
It is kind of funny that I feel like your life is just full of conspiracy left and right. Like you're having like this weird.
Anyone cares about?
No, you're having a fight with the recycle guys.
Who killed Kennedy? I'm not talking about like the Illuminati. I'm not talking about any of that stuff.
No, your cans are back and to the left.
They are.
Ugh.
Makes no sense. Have to sort, and then you have to wash it out to a certain degree. You ever read the pamphlet? You're supposed to be pressure washing your entire recycled goods. Like that tuna can must be spotless, or else it's going to contaminate the batch. God forbid you don't clean out fully a bottle of salad dressing. Who knows what kind of chaos you're going to cause in the ocean? And then why is this in the ocean? Why do I have to worry about that?
Like, I'm not going to the ocean. Every time I go to the ocean, it's closed. Like in Jersey.
Makes some sense. Yeah, Tom's right. See, nobody wants a stinky can. That could also be a show title.
Gross. Your neighborhood's fun.
His life is so full of intrigue. Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It is.
Like I never know there would be so much like. It's like this is like one of those TNT dramas that you'd have like a good-looking gentleman and this hot-looking chick, and they're like Russian assets, but they're dealing with your recycling. This is the Americans, and you're just upset that you can't sort your cans out.
Maui
your life
in the chat here says only metals are worth recycling. Paper and plastic, not so much. Paper does. Paper gets washed and steamed, and what you ever see those documentaries?
The pulpy ones, yeah.
Yeah, how they do that. It becomes almost like that paste that you use for not origami, for
paper mache.
Paper mache. It's like whatever they do, they grind it to a pulp, they steam it, they clean it. It's mashed back. It's like cold cuts, where they take the meat from the animal and they just reprocess it into what becomes your bologna, your ham.
I've had bologna.
Processed
in years.
meats, things like that. I could go for some bologna. That would be
right.
Boar's head bologna. Everything else sucks. But then it reforms as paper again. So paper does actually do a lot. Plastic, I'm very iffy on. Metals, I would hope so, because the way things are going now, we all have to contribute to the war effort. We're gonna be living things happen in 100-year cycles. We'll be back to Rosie the Riveter as we send the boys off to war. It's looking that way. Hoping it's not, but it's looking that way. By the way, do they still have the draft? Do you still have to fill out a card when you're 18?
Yeah.
Because
most of the time you can do it when you're getting your license for the first time. You can just put like add me to the draft list. But
did they update
draft is still a thing.
Females have to do it too?
Wait,
what is it called? Selective Service?
Yeah, Selective Service.
Right.
Essentially, it's the draft. They haven't had to institute it, but
no, but I mean the
could.
the not the process, the organization, I guess, the
government,
the division of the government that handles that is the Selective Service. I remember having to do it at the post office.
I did it when I got my license. You can do it there too. But yeah, you can still go to the post office and sign up for Selective Service. No, I don't know of any other ways to do it. I mean, I'm sure you can do it online.
Yeah, you never hear about it anymore because it hasn't.
They've never had to draft anybody.
I know. In what, 50 years they haven't had to.
They have one terrorist attack on New York, and all of a sudden everyone wants to be in the army.
They all just like Godsmack. Those commercials were very convincing. It's like I could.
Or Three Doors Down.
Ooh yeah! It's like I can be Top Gun. I know the movie.
Godsmack comes on. You see a Sherman tank come over.
I'm doing the best I ever can. I'm doing the best I can. It's like, yeah, why not? Why not? It's all that music they used to play to drive Noriega out of Panama. Remember?
Right.
They were playing Guns N' Roses and Metallica and all this hard rock shit. Now they're playing it willingly to go in against the enemy.
They were just playing the song Panama by Van Halen over the speakers constantly.
Yes, Clem, I know the Godsmack did it for the Navy. That's why I said fly.
Yeah, and then they had all the Three Doors Down did all the music when you would go see a movie, and they'd play like the military videos and just Three Door Down playing.
What song from Three Doors Down did they play?
I don't know off the top of my head. Army or
Superman?
Military. No, Citizen Soldier.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they would play that a lot, which I can't wait to see in person when I go see Three Doors Down in Creed this year.
None of the Clam. Do they still have the draft? Holy shit, you guys are out of trust. Yes, Selective Service now. You are no longer qualified after you turn 35.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I don't care if I'm in touch because it never involved me to begin with. Even though I had to sign up for it, I never thought about it, and nor was I ever going to honor that commitment that I lied about just because it was
We're all coming to Canada.
But I think girls have to do it now. I would love to see this. I would love to see, you know how TikTok is notorious for discovering something, might be a little known fact of history or a little known thing for everyday life, and someone does a video of it and then it blows up on TikTok like, did you know what you're supposed to do with this little tab on your soda can here? Do you know what this is for? You turn it this way.
You turn around, you put your straw in.
You put your straw in it. It holds you. Do you know the McDonald's French fry thing? If you bend the top down there, that's meant to put your ketchup so you could dip your French fries on there. It's like, yeah, but no one gives a shit because nobody does it. People know that. They love taking these little things and just going, oh, did you know this is fascinating? Like, we had no idea what this was going to do. I'll tell you, there's been one TikTok video that did impress me, and that was this guy trying to hang a picture straightly. God, that's not even a word. Guy's trying to hang a picture correctly.
It's a very cromulent word, Eric.
It is. It embiggens us all. Where he's trying to correctly and then trying to hang it straight. So it has the screw or the nail on the wall, puts a fork on top.
I saw that
of it,
guy.
Right? And then angles the painting, the artwork, whatever it was, down over the fork, and then leans over, pulls the fork out, and it's hanging centered. Perfectly.
No, blew my mind.
Right?
I was like, wow.
And I said, yes, Tom, straightly. I did say it. Go tell Webster, make that the word of the year for 2024.
Not Merriam,
get
just
rid
Webster.
of Riz.
Ugh.
And no cap and all that nonsense. Let's go. Let's do that. But that one impressed me. And once in a while, you'll see some videos like, I had no idea that's what that was for. The majority of it is just these younger kids going, and this isn't old man shakes fist at cloud. This is just, I've seen a lot of people go, yeah, everybody fucking knows this, you dummy.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So
pretty obvious.
I would love to see, if there isn't already, some TikTok video where some young girl, finds out that she at the age of 18 has to sign these papers in order to qualify for the draft. And it can't just be any girl. It has to be somebody that's leaning on the side of that doesn't like the police, doesn't like the government, doesn't like the military, supports Palestine. You know the type I'm talking about. Those kind of things. I want to see a video of that. It's probably out there. We're playing the Bill and Ted future game. Ted, remember your keys. All right. And then there they were. There I gotta find that video. I'll look forward and see if we can find some next week of these kids finding out that they have to legally sign this paper in order to be called up for the draft should the country go to war. It'll be interesting to see how this generation handles it.
Not well.
Our generation, nobody was happy with it. Like, nobody wanted to, because
I never thought twice about it. It's annoying.
We had some war. Well, they were police actions, I guess. Bosnia was going on, and then what else was going on in the 90s?
I mean,
it was Bosnia.
During that time,
there was still
Desert Storm. Well, that was early 90s.
Early 90s, but I'm talking like mid to late Clinton era stuff. There was Bosnia.
Yeah, Bosnia.
There was still the stuff with Palestine and Israel. They signed a peace treaty at one point, and we can see how well that went. I guess they were more police actions than they were actual. Oh, Sarajevo, yes, thank you. Than they were, wars where we'd have to draft people. But look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if things get out of hand over in the Middle East the way that they seem to be going, who knows? Anything's possible nowadays. I would love to see these reaction videos of younger people figuring out that they have to sign this and then what that paper means.
I would think that, though, we have the numbers.
Some of them, but I mean, in other ones, I'd be just like when they freak out, like, how dare you take? Yeah, you know what? And guess what? They take your taxes too. Well, that's always fun too. It's like, I have no money left afterwards. It's like, yeah, well, what do you expect? Do you enjoy the roads?
Yeah, I always like the videos where they look at their paycheck and they realize half of it got taken out for other things. So like, wait a minute. It's like,
and again, in a lot of cases, I agree with them. I'm like, yeah, that seems a bit too much of what they've taken out of your paycheck. But alas, here we are. They're not going to get recruited for gang wars.
Why not?
Although that would be fantastic. The United States government against Portland, Oregon. All right. We'll see how this turns out.
Oh, Portland doesn't stand a chance.
All right, so that was the recycling guy. That was that. What else did I do? There was something else that. Oh, I tried some new Korean food this week. I do enjoy Korean barbecue. I do enjoy those Mongolian places where it's set up like a cafeteria.
Big flat.
Yeah, you pick out your meats like from the big giant salad bar display, and then you bring it over, and they just dump it on this big flat, or sometimes it's circular, like the chef's in the middle, and the grill's all around him, and he's just doing his magic, and it's not.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those. I've definitely had the big round one.
They're making smokestack onions and flipping shrimp into your mouth. They're cooking all your food at once, and it's fantastic.
It's great. I love it.
Mongolian barbecue place.
They just pour water on it, steams everywhere, and then the sauce and everything.
Because water,
cooking wine or something.
Yeah, it's something like that. But water will crack the grill. But yeah, if you have a chance, it's the experience to see how you pick out your food, to see how it's cooked, and it's delicious. But that's not what I'm talking about. I got to try. I don't know the correct way to pronounce this.
Bulgogi.
Is it? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Bulgogi. I tried that. I was amazed how good that was.
Really? I've had it. They have food trucks around here a lot. And I had it in a burrito. Like they put it in a burrito.
Ooh,
like they're one of those like fusion ones.
Yeah.
Really good.
No, so I had a bulgogi rice bowl.
Okay.
And because I thought maybe the Korean place would. I didn't know. I know Chinese food and I know Japanese food. Korean food, I'm kind of still learning because I don't know. Like China leans more rice in certain meals, but noodles in other meals. Japan is definitely more rice for their seafood and other things, and then ramen and other stuff for other. Like you can tell where the separation is, right? Korea, Korean food, I'm not 100% sure. I'm still learning that. So I was looking for something like they had what was that other bowl? The other thing I almost got. It's like their version of noodles. Yarabo. Let me look it up.
I know that Korea has kind of. They've become a little more worldly. Like they have the staples of Korean food, but they are actually really big into barbecue food and fried chicken. Like some of the best fried chicken out there is all Korean fried chicken. And that's what they're known for. There's a Korean fried chicken place around here that I really want to go try, and I haven't gotten there yet. And I keep looking at the menu, and I was actually standing right next to it the other day, and I'm just like, that looks really good. I think I need to go get some Korean fried chicken.
Aaron's got it here in the chat. Yakisoba.
Yakisoba?
So I was going to get some yakisoba. They had a pork one. They had a beef one. And I was like, all right, I might do that. And then I saw the other thing. How's it pronounced?
Bulgogi.
Bulgogi.
Yeah, it translates to fire beef.
Yes. So I looked it up, and I'm sitting there. I'm trying to order, but I'm reading like 3 paragraphs on the history of this food. And then I'm seeing it's like it differs from place to place, but it's all selective high-end meats. Like it could be a combination of ribeye and tenderloin and some kind of like skirt steak thing. Like it, depending what they have, it's all high-end stuff, and it's heavily marinated too, and like a soy, ginger, and garlic and something else. And I said, this looks like I would like that. Get the bulgogi rice bowl. And it comes with an egg on top, which I know they love doing that. I'm not a big fan of it, but when in Rome, you know? So I cut the thing open, and the egg's leaking all over the place. I was like, wow, considering how long it took, because I ordered. I wasn't in the restaurant. That it got here, the egg was still intact, and it was so good. I really need to venture more into Korean food. Because the Japanese food only goes so far with me, because I don't like seafood, and a lot of their food is seafood, and it's just not for me. I'm sure Korean is too, but
there is a Korean dish that you might like. It's Korean short ribs, and it's called galbi.
Yes,
Galbi.
I think I've had
those. Are really good.
I think I've had. Wait, they're not the small ones, right?
Yeah, it's the short ribs.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah,
really small. Those are really good. The yakisoba is actually Japanese, so they must have just kind of like a.
Oh, maybe it's a fusion place.
Yeah, because yakisoba is a thing. Kimchi is a divisive food. Not a lot of people like kimchi. Fermented.
I don't like kimchi on top. Like when they put it on top of your meal or on top of your salad or something like that, I'm not a fan of it. But if it's mixed in to a recipe, where it's just not they threw kimchi into the bowl. If it's mixed in, I'll enjoy it. But if I have to, I'm picking that pink onion and just dumping it off to the side.
You're like, no,
nope, not doing it. But the bulgogi was amazing. So I'm gonna have to be eating more Korean food as the time
a little more
goes on.
adventurous.
There was some chicken stuff that looked pretty good. They do all kinds of. I tried. They had a roasted pork dumpling soup.
Sounds good.
It was good. Like all the vegetables floating in it, and I think scrambled egg was floating in it too, or fried egg or something like that. You looked at it, I think that's what I taste, but there were so many flavors. It looked like a pure stock soup. You know, it was very almost clear. The dumplings with the pork were floating in there. The vegetables were all cut up thinly and in there too. It was amazing. Like everything was fantastic. Tom saying bulgogi with edamame is really good. I don't like edamame.
I love edamame. I got that in Vegas.
Love it. I don't like it. It
with
reminds me too much.
Sea salt on it. Oh,
it reminds me too much of lima beans, and I can't stand lima beans. I know snow peas too, but yeah, edamame is just not for me. And I've been in restaurants where they order the edamame, and they're all just cracking it open, sucking out the peas, and then there's just bowls of empty pea pods sitting around.
It's just a Japanese version of the peanut shells. You know, it's just throw it on the floor. It's just got edamame everywhere.
Do you know if you went into a Japanese steakhouse and there's just edamame on the floor, I kind of like, all right, I'll give this food a try.
Right.
I'll try.
It's like the Texas Roadhouse, but it's just Japanese Roadhouse, and it's just edamame shells everywhere. But they're slippery, so you probably slip on them.
Yeah, garlic edamame from noodles. I'm sure that's fantastic.
So good.
It's just not for me, man.
I'm basic with mine, just some sea salt, and that's it. They're so good. Yeah, I was gonna say, I sent you a picture of my edamame when I was in Vegas, and you're like, "Yeah, no thanks." I'm like, "Oh, it's good stuff."
Oh well. All right.
Yeah, now I want some Chinese food or Japanese food. There's just nowhere around me that has it.
I'll send some. I'll pack it up and send it to you in the box that I have.
How's it still warm?
Yeah, I have some stuff that I got to mail out to you here. Anything you want to talk about before we go to break? Because it seems to have been me. You haven't really.
It's been a slow week. I mean, it was a short week for work. We had a holiday on Monday. You were like, hey, I'm going in the office on Monday. I was like, oh, you hate Martin Luther King Jr. It's fine.
From the state that perfected it and only caved because
perfected the hate or perfected the celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wanted the Super Bowl.
It was bad in your state that Public Enemy has a song called "By the Time I Get to Arizona," and it's all about them coming to Arizona and killing all of you people because you don't celebrate Martin Luther King Day.
What do you mean, you people?
You heard me.
No, just did some home projects. Did a paint project in my house. Bought a game system that we're gonna play some new games on.
I'm very excited. Jordan does not do PC gaming, and I'm not looking down on him any more than I normally do. But it's hard where some of the games that we all play together are through Xbox, so he can play. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of other games that we want to play or people are playing now that look pretty good, and Jordan can't be a part because he doesn't have a PC. Well, he's still working on the PC, but for now, you got the Stream Deck.
I did.
Which looks exactly like the Atari Lynx from back in the 90s, and it probably is that. He probably got this off
I got this off Temu.
Yeah. That's what's the other one? Alibaba?
Yeah, Alibaba's the older one. Temu's kind of the new hotness, and then there's Shein. Those are all like,
I don't trust.
You can get clothes for like $3, and then they'll fall apart within a minute.
Yeah, the one where you see the ads like you can get a refurbished Apple iPhone for $25, and you look at the site and it says Alibaba. It's like no way no, not doing that.
I don't trust that at all. No, legitimate Steam Deck. Been messing around with it for a couple days, just kind of getting used to it. I can plug it into my deck here. I mean, my stuff here, and then we can definitely do our more fun PC-centric Steam games. And
Noodles not only has the food name to make you hungry, but look what he wrote here in the chat. I just ate Panda Express, the Taco Bell of Chinese food. That sounds fantastic. I've only ever had it once, and I've only seen it in a mall. I know that we learned that they have standalone brick and mortar stores.
Oh yeah, they have
no idea. I always saw
drive-throughs and everything.
Yeah, they just throw it at you as you drive through. There's noodles and rice.
See you later, everybody.
Yeah, got to clear it up. But you got the Stream Deck. We're gonna try. I played a while, like last year or something. I played Phasmophobia. Mm-hmm. And then it got kind of boring, and then they did some updates and restructuring, and apparently people love it again.
Yep.
And I went to reinstall it, and I don't have any of my games saved for some reason, so I'm starting from scratch with you.
Oh, good. So am I.
So we're going to play that, and then this other game that looks like a lot of fun called Lethal Company. And it feels clunky in the way of what's the little alien game where if you get caught committing a murder, they eject you from the spaceship?
Among Us.
Among Us. So it has a feeling of Among Us. It has a feeling of Backrooms, and a little. I
saw that on there too, but I didn't get that one yet.
The Backrooms is weird. Like I haven't touched that in a long time because it kind of freaked me out a little bit. It was messing with my dreams. So I was like, I got to stop playing this game for a while, but I'll get back to it. But yeah, we'll do Lethal Company. We'll do Phasmophobia. This other game that I had, people were playing for a hot minute, and then they just dropped it. Like it doesn't exist anymore. Demonology. I
remember you talking about that. Yeah, you were trying to get you and Giddles played for like a half a day, and then that was it.
And then everybody else that I knew online was like, they're not playing it anymore. I was like, that's weird, because this had some really big like horror moments and jump scares and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody's talking about that anymore. There's another game out. Well, it's not out. It's in beta, but it's closed. Like you can't get into it, and people are desperately trying. Like they're selling codes online to try to get into this beta called Once Human, I think is the name of the game. And I don't fully understand what it is, but it looks interesting. It's like it's got the fun quirkiness of like Fortnite, but you're in sort of like I guess is it Modern Warfare, something where you can build forts and stuff like that, where you can defend your house, but it feels like Call of Duty. Like it's a bunch of different games.
It's basically everything all in one
together with this. But I'm watching people online as they're playing this. Now there's NPC creatures, aliens, that kind of stuff in there that you can fight against to protect as they're building their complexes, their forts, their whatever. There's no multiplayer yet. So all the people I'm watching are just doomsday prepping. They're building these huge, elaborate... I don't know. Bruno's not probably in the chat anymore, but I watched Bruno play this. Bruno's building this giant house in the middle of a lake, right? And it looks... The way he does... You know who Frank Lloyd Wright is?
Yes.
The architect, how he always had these weird, abstract building structures, but they're houses, right? Or sometimes they're art museums, things like that. This place looks like it was built like by Frank Lloyd Wright. It's in the middle of a wooded area. There's a lake, and there's a house in the middle. It's about 4 stories. It's a real eyesore, but it's just there. And he's got a force field. He's got rocket launchers and turrets and all this. Like last night he was just placing generators and running the wiring through different floors to figure out what was the best way to power all this stuff. I'm sitting there and I go, what is the point of this? What are you doing? And he's telling me, it's like, oh, they don't have it where you can play with other people yet.
So it's just everybody, like you said, doomsday prepping, building all these bunkers and shit.
They have automated creatures in the game to fight, but there's no real challenge in that, at least not right now.
That's
like
so
you would
funny.
have with other people trying to break into your place, steal your stuff, do all of those things. So he's just building this really weird tower, right? So I look and I try to find other people who are streaming this game. Again, they're in beta. They're going to open
What'd you
it
say
up.
It was called?
I think it's called Once Human.
Got it.
And I found somebody else who was streaming the game, and this has been cool too. The people who make this game, they're an independent studio, are allowing people with the beta to stream the game with the bugs, with all of that stuff, to show what it will look like eventually. And people
it's basically free advertising at that point. You might as well.
Most studios won't do that. Like if you're playing the beta stuff, you can't stream it. Some people have NDAs, all this nonsense. They're like, yeah, go ahead, show people what we're doing. They can see us iron out all the kinks and see the progress as we're building this thing. I see this
like a survival horror, but
he built. It looks like he carved out part of a mountain, and then just put the front of a like a 2-story split level ranch into the mountain. Like, this doesn't match here, and he's just building stuff. He's wired. He's got. They have all these stations. Like there's a table. I forgot what they're called, but it's like a table where you can go over here. You can upgrade your weapons, and then you can go over here. You upgrade your armor. You can go over here. You upgrade your food and medicine and that kind of stuff. I forgot what those things are called, but they're in a lot of games. Yeah, they're just building that, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, these guys have nothing to do right now, so they're going full paranoia on how to make this place super invulnerable for when the floodgates do open and multiplayer happens. They're ready to go.
It's funny because the way you described it, I didn't expect it to look the way it looks. And I'm watching some of this little video footage of it, and it looks like a AAA title, like very fleshed out looking, good looking graphics. I was expecting like Minecraft's type where he's just building these. No, this looks like a legit, pretty cool looking game.
Yeah.
Damn, I would play. I'm going to add it to my wish list.
Yeah, so
they're saying Q3 of 2024 is when it's supposed to be available.
Right, but if that doesn't happen, I've been
I'm gonna watch some of these
buttering
videos.
up to some people, and it's like, hey, look, you know, if it comes around and you get to recommend somebody, I've already signed up on the website. I just need a code ready to go. So
you're all in already.
Well, you know, I have to get something to replace the hole in my heart that Starfield left. Even though I keep seeing new updates, new this, new that, and it's like, I don't know anybody who's talking about this game anymore. There are people playing, but I just don't really know people who give a care
actively promoting it anymore. Yeah,
right.
But yes, been doing that.
A lot of games now are letting big Twitch names do sponsored streams, where they do that and allow them to play a game that isn't out yet to showcase it, and people get hyped. Yeah, but they're not. It's not for the big names. They're just like, if you happen to get into that first round of the beta,
stream it.
They opened it up and closed it, and that was it. And then if you have it, you're allowed to stream it, and makes sense. Makes sense. But what Noodle's also saying, but what they don't realize is they may do a wipe when the release happens, and a lot of games like this that are base building and such do wipes when release happens, so everyone has to start from scratch. Yes, I asked about that, and that's not the case in this game. You get to keep the stuff that you built, and anything you've leveled up on, you get to keep that. So that's an incentive to get onto the beta list
for sure.
If you can do that. But it's going in. We're in the midst of the worst part of the year, which is January through April. Terrible months. Nothing really of importance.
I mean, January through October.
Even that. Well, no, summer you at least can go outside and do stuff.
It's true.
But heavy video game time. Why not?
Oh yeah.
So finding some new games to get excited about. Oh, before we definitely got to go to break.
Yep.
There's a new Portal game.
Yeah, it's a mod. Someone made this.
Right. So it's a and it's not like a cheap indie player game. It's 40-something levels of this game. It's called Portal Revelation or Portal Revolution. Maybe I can
now
go on my Steam here and tell you.
Portal Revolution.
Portal Revolution. So now I can't close my Steam. Thank you. So this guy, this company, this independent outfit built the game, and then it happens between Portal 1 and Portal 2. That's where it takes place. And they built this whole thing up. The graphics look amazing. The dialogue, they're trying to find GLaDOS and repair GLaDOS because it's just people who found Aperture Labs and didn't know what the hell happened here. So they're trying to rebuild the whole thing, and that leads to Portal 2. They get the whole thing. They just have to let Valve has to approve it. And they were supposed to release on January 5th, and it didn't happen because they were still waiting on the approval process was pending from Valve. So they're like, I'm sorry, we're going to have to delay it. And it's like, it's ready to go. We just can't release it legally. As soon as we get that, we'll take care of it. And then January 6th, Valve goes, yeah, that looks good. You can put that out.
Go ahead.
So I think it took a week after that for whatever it has to, it's like when you get an app and get it approved and loaded into the store.
Right.
Something like that with Steam. It came out and I downloaded it. I did not get a chance to play it yet because I've been super busy, but I'm so excited. I've got more Portal content to play with. So if you were a big Portal fan like I was, I think Jordan was a big.
I love Portal.
You got Portal Revolution, and you can find that on Steam. PC only, unfortunately.
And it's free.
So
they're not even charging for it. Just go play.
Go and do it. Go and do it and live your best life, as the kids say. All right, we do need to take a break. When we come back, the usual stuff for segment 2. Television, movies, streaming updates, all that stuff. We let you know about it and watch it so you don't have to. We'll be right back.
More, it's Eric Nagel.
It's Eric Nagel.
Next.
Jordan, we've got
Yes,
another
sir.
holiday coming up.
Yes, we do. It never ends.
Yeah, because if you skip this holiday, you're either lucky because there's nobody in your life, but maybe that's unfortunate for some people. But if you do skip it and you have somebody in your life, then that's unfortunate for you because you'll never hear the end of it and your life will be worse for it. But holiday season's coming for Valentine's Day, so that means you got to find the perfect gift for Valentine's Day. And I've got it here for you right now, and I'm about to tell you what it is.
Ooh, what is it?
What it is will be the preceding statement from me, paid for by Steven Singer. Everybody knows what the hottest color is right now. Do you know what it is?
Do they? No.
So, say you want to say I love you to your wife, your fiance, your girlfriend, your sweetheart, your daughter, your significant other, your miscellaneous, whatever it is in your life, with the world's best gift in a brand new color. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Could it be some kind of preserved item? Maybe a rose?
Not at all. What are you talking? Yes, it's exactly what it is.
Dang it.
Steven from Steven Singer Jewelers. That's right. The I Hate Steven Singer guy has made the most coveted, fastest-selling 24-karat gold-dipped rose color in the history of gold-dipped roses, and he would know because he created them. There are plenty of knockoffs. We've talked about the other Steven Singer, the evil Steven Singer with the PH, who sells the knockoff roses on a card table that they use for 3-card Monte on the other corner of 8th and Walnut in there, and they always have to get the cops out there to shoo him away because he's up to no good. He's nefarious. But the real Steven Singer with the V, Steven, has the most coveted, fastest-selling 24-karat gold dip rose in the color and history of him doing this, and it's called Malibu Pink. You know
Joe
what the
Coy
color
doesn't
is.
like this one.
We can't say the other name because then that's an endorsement by a brand that didn't give permission for it. But Malibu Pink, this iconic color, you've seen it. It's in fashion. It's shoes, accessories. There was a movie that involved it last year. May have won some awards. It's all over television. Kids grew up with it. Malibu Pink is everywhere and now available in Steven's 24-karat gold roses. The number one gift for Valentine's Day, real roses covered in luxurious 24-karat pure gold, deeply dipped and hand-finished by skilled artisan. Is it artisans? Artisans?
Artisans.
Artesian sounds more mysterious.
Like I'm talking about water.
Yeah. But all right,
Artisanal water.
Well, anyway, it's going to last forever thanks to these people. So starts at just $59. You get the free shipping. You get the free personalized Valentine's Day card. You get the free lifetime guarantee. So if she doesn't like it and hits you up on the side of the head with it and it breaks, you could take it back and you get a replacement. I don't think you get a refund, but you get it replaced. You get a brand new rose. And it arrives in his signature gift box. I don't know why she's hitting you with the rose. I don't know why we went with there. She might be happy to get this thing. Maybe she loves it. She slips and falls and, she's unconscious. But the rose, you can take that back the next day and get a new thing. And, for her, it's different. It's a whole process. All right, we're not getting into all that. Anyway. Comes in his signature gift box. Beware of the knockoffs, the copycats, the fake Steven Singer with the PH, and fakes that aren't even real gold. Look exclusively at Steven Singer Jewelers because he is the man who has this down packed, and there's a guarantee with it. You're going to love it. You can get it exclusively at IHateStevenSinger.com. The 24-karat gold dip rose Malibu Pink from our pal Steven Singer. Tell him you heard about it on It's Erik Nagel.
Hey, it's Ansel Elgort, and you're listening to It's Erik Nagel.
Segment 2 of the show. Erik Jordan here with you for television, movies, streaming updates. We go through all the stuff that's going on because it's just a mess trying to keep tabs on everything, and we do the best that we can to present it to you in understandable form. Are you watching anything currently?
I finished up Monarch, and I want you to finish it. It is a show that I want to discuss, and I'm not going to say anything more about it.
I am in the middle of episode 7.
Okay.
So they just
the last 2 episodes are very, very good.
I had a lot of questions by the ending of the previous episode as to why that was in the desert.
Oh, yeah. No, and they'll explain it.
Okay.
They'll talk about it.
Made 0 sense. And I sat there and I go, are they changing the storyline? And then I realized I didn't care. And then I realized...
Right, you're like, oh, I have questions, but then also that was cool. And
then then I realized that Kurt Russell's son, 1, is in this show, but 2, he's U.S. agent. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I forgot all about that. He's U.S. agent in the MCU.
Yep.
So
he'll
him
be
and his father are in the Monarch series, and him and his father are part of the MCU.
Correct.
Nepotism, folks.
So, I finished that up. Like I said, I really want you to finish it. I know Rob had finished it, so I think we're kind of waiting to discuss it until you finish. And then I went and saw The Beekeeper.
Godzilla's in it. All right, go on.
Yeah, stupid Godzilla. Then I saw The Beekeeper, Jason Statham, in theaters now.
I've seen good reviews for it.
You're reading shit because that movie is just the dumbest movie in the world.
Seeing terrible reviews for Salt Lick, but good reviews for The Beekeeper.
The Beekeeper is basically a movie that I feel, and this was not not the only opinion, the person to have this opinion. Basically, The Beekeeper was if ChatGPT wrote a script and they put in action, Jason Statham, and Beekeeper. And then I swear for the first 30 to 40 minutes, they must have mentioned bees, beekeeping, beekeepers, hive, and the queen 350 times. The plot is so incredibly thin. The idea, like, the more I think about it, the more I start to really just pick apart this entire plot. However, I can't recommend it enough. It's a fun action movie.
Okay.
But it's garbage. Like, it's just schlocky garbage, and, you know, it's what you're wanting. You know, there's nothing else out. What are you going to do? But yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, the chat agrees with you. I saw online people were giving.
I couldn't believe the scores it's been getting on like Rotten Tomatoes.
That Beekeeper was getting good word of mouth, and not Salt Lick. What did I did say Salt Lick. Sorry, Saltburn.
No, I like Salt Lick better.
Salt Lick better.
No, Beekeeper is it's definitely a movie. That's why I kept seeing red doorknobs.
Jay Santiago with the spoiler. Jason Statham dead the whole time.
Well, it's like the movie is like he's part of an assassin group called Beekeepers, but he's retired and he's now also just a beekeeper. Like he keeps literal bees.
I don't know how many times we need to drill this into you.
Yeah. And then, you know, he sells them to Mr. Burns for his dogs. But yeah, it's
we released the hounds. Or the bees, or the hounds that spit bees. No, the hounds with bees in their mouth, so when they bark, they spit bees at you.
But yeah, it's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie, and there's nothing much out. So,
all right, then I won't watch it. Screw you. I'll go back and watch Crank 1 and 2.
I mean, you're probably having more fun with the Crank movies, but I mean, this is just like every other Statham movie. If you go through his IMDb, I mean, The Mechanic or just any of these other movies he's in, Transporter, I mean, it's all the same. It's just him with a British accent, and this one he's going, I'm a beekeeper, like the whole time. It's like, all right, man, we get it. Just go beat some people up.
I'm a beekeeper. This time my penis is gonna explode.
I gotta protect the hive. That's not a stinger.
I gotta keep my BPMs over at like 120.
I don't suggest you going to the theater. This is not a Erik goes to the theater moment, but I definitely think you should watch it on streaming.
Not going to the theater anytime soon. Let me look at what's coming up here on the list here.
You're going in July.
Oh, that I'm going to. Right. Let's see. Dune 2? No. Oh, maybe Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. I might go to the theater for that.
Is that March?
March 29th.
All right, I'll go see Ghostbusters.
And I will admit this, April 12th, I will be there to watch Godzilla King Kong, whatever that movie's going to be. I'll go and watch it.
I watched the last 2 episodes of Monarch with my kid.
I need to get that drop.
Please do that. And she had so many questions about what was going on that we ended up going and watching Kong versus Godzilla just to watch it. And she was so into it. I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. So I think we're going to go revisit some of the old Godzilla movies the next weekend she's with me. So
we have Mardi Gras coming up soon, right?
Yeah, it's like February.
I have a drop somewhere when we had Jackson Public and... Why am I spacing on the other guy's name? The 2 guys who created Venture Brothers. Mm-hmm. I had them doing a bunch of stuff. They were up at K-Rock, and I had them do stuff for O&A and some of those Christmas songs that I have that they did for us, and some IDs and everything, where they were talking about holidays. And they're like, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
It's like Merry, and the other one's doing Dr. Girlfriend. He goes, Merry Kwanzaa. And then you hear he said something else, and she just goes, Fat Tuesday. And he goes, with a PH! They're just so dumb. Like,
I need to go back and rewatch that whole thing.
I'll find the outtakes. So I'll bring them to the show. It's fun to play all of that. Yeah, I'll go to see a couple movies. I will not go see Beekeeper. For me, I got to finish Monarch. I got to finish Echo. I still haven't finished Echo. I need to do that. What else do I have to watch?
I'm going to start True Detective. I didn't like the second season. The First season was great. I've heard good things about this one, so I'm going to check it out.
I might go back and restart the Fargo series. I remember watching seasons 1 and 2, but I don't remember anything about them anymore.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't watched any of the others, so I think I'll go back and start that series over, because each season's different cast, different story.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard good things about the current season, and I do love Juno Temple, so I will go and check that out. I don't think I'm watching anything else. I think I've just been so busy. I haven't been watching much TV, and that's very unusual for me. I used to watch like a million things while I work, but haven't lately. I got to catch up on that. All right. Moving on here. Out now in theaters. This movie I want to see. I don't know if I want to go to the theaters to see it. That ISS movie, which stands for International Space Station. And it's about you have the description here. Thank you. When a World War event occurs on Earth, America and Russia, both nations secretly contact their astronauts aboard the ISS and give them instructions to take control over the station by any means necessary. In the trailer, they're just looking down from the space station and they're seeing mushroom clouds all over the place.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I want to see this. I don't think I want to go to the theater, so I will wait for it to be on demand to watch that. I mentioned Marvel's Echo, which is their latest installment, and we get nothing else until June with Deadpool 3.
It's July. It's even worse. We're going to wait an extra month.
Okay. So we can deal with that. But yeah, Echo is only 5 episodes there. I still have to finish the 5th episode. We said True Detective, that's out right now. Also out on Peacock, getting great reviews. Ted, the TV
I've been seeing
series
clips
that's
of
the
that. It looks
prequel
fun.
of the 2 movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never huge into the Ted movies, but I keep seeing clips of this show that actually make me really want to watch it.
Right.
And it looks kind of funny. So I'll be watching probably that as well, because it's all on Peacock and it's all right there. Why wouldn't I?
Still coming up. I guess this is the only thing really to look forward to for the rest of the month.
Right.
Netflix on January 25th. The continuation of the brand new Masters of the Universe series, directed and showrun by Kevin Smith, comes to Netflix. Masters of the Union Revolution. It looks pretty good. There's some questionable things I've seen in the trailer where for some reason He-Man has to almost like the Reebok pump it up. Like he's wearing the battle armor and he's sitting there, because he's all He-Man. He's the strongest guy in the universe. He's on Battlecat. They're running to something. He hits the center of the battle armor, and then it just goes something like that. And he's like, he just has this weird pose. Then they cut away to other stuff. I was like, did he just have to pump himself up?
Hold on. And then he goes down and pumps his shoes.
He's got the tennis ones, which were the rare ones, because who wanted the tennis ones?
No, I don't think I had the basketball ones when I was growing up. In the trailer, I did notice a few things. They had Gwildor from the movie, and Meg Foster's doing a voice. I saw her in the voice cast. So
we don't know the character.
Somehow they're bringing characters and actors from the movie into this universe, so I'm wondering how they're going to pull that off. So I'm a little excited.
Shatner's in the cast now, but we don't know who he's playing.
I don't know who he is. Yeah.
There's a lot of weird.
Keith David is Hordak, which is perfect casting. I think he's good at everything.
There's a lot of weird characters in there and some new storylines, which I guess something's going on. That's almost like Skeletor's in Zelda Breath of the Wild, where half the body is like computer programming technology, and the other half is. Well,
remember, Triclops was part of that cult in that first season. Right. It was all technology based, and I think he's part of that now. Yeah, but so that's why we're getting some of that.
When they show all the other characters, it looks like that technology shit that you saw in Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2, The Breathening. That's coming out January 25th on Netflix. There's ads going on right now for Halo, the series, Season 2. Comes out
Halo
February
2.
9th on Paramount+. I don't know anybody who cares about that, so we shall move on.
I'm going to hate watch it. I'm already upset about it.
Some other news going on here. Super Bowl fans. Super Bowl transcends a lot of the genres out there, so it's important to mention this. So if you're not aware, it's on February 11th this year, Super Bowl 58 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, which is their brand new stadium. I think it's the newest stadium for the NFL, right?
It's one of the newest,
stadium?
yeah. It may be the newest, yeah.
So they just announced that singing America the Beautiful, which, by the way, I have been supporting this forever because WWE started this movement. They don't do the national anthem in front of the WrestleMania, the big pay-per-view. They do America the Beautiful, and they've had all kinds of famous singers come out to sing America the Beautiful. I'm all for that being the national anthem instead of Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, but they're still going to do it, though. Like, they're still going to do the national anthem. They're going to do America the Beautiful. And then they're going to do what's called the Black National Anthem, which, I've just recently learned was a thing.
Bathroom break. So, yeah.
They're gonna do 50 different national anthems.
This is the drum solo of the sports world, where everybody just goes out and it's like, I need to go to the bathroom, get a new beer. I'll be back.
Now, what I was thinking is that you mentioned the WWE, and I'm sitting there going, oh, so what they're going to do is one of these singers is going to start it, and then the other is going to come running out like the Royal Rumble and then take her out and then continue the song.
Well, the people singing the America the Beautiful, it's not one, it's two artists, and it's a pairing that you would not expect.
Not at all.
Reba McEntire, fantastic country singer.
Love her.
Post Malone.
You can watch your show. Yeah, that's a weird group.
Yeah, it's a weird pairing. I like Post Malone. Seems like a nice enough guy. I like some of his music. Weird combo, but alas, that's what's happening. They're going to be singing America the Beautiful at the start of the festivities. And then for the halftime show, Apple Music presents Usher. Does Usher have enough to keep people interested for the halftime show?
No, and what I'm thinking what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of special guests that weren't announced. Cisco's going to come out and do Unleash the Dragon or the Thong Song.
No, Cisco is also going to do his part in Wild Wild West. They just do it without Will Smith.
Will Smith's going to come out. What else has he been doing? Get back in the good graces.
So it'll be Usher, Cisco, Drew Hill, all those other people that sound like each other. Bring them all out. And you go,
Bobby
is that
Brown.
the same guy just in 5 different costumes? I can't tell.
He's going to come dressed as his character from The Longest Yard.
Bobby Brown comes out trying to do New Edition. That would be good. If they reunited New Edition.
I would do that.
And then New Edition did Belle Biv DeVoe, and then they did Humping Around.
Oh, yeah. Bring back all the old acts.
Bobby Brown doing that song from Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, I love that song.
Got to take control.
Can I get my brother one of the proton packs?
You know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be great.
I would like to see that. I'd like to see New Edition reunite than New Edition. Boyz II Men.
Mm-hmm. Boyz II Men, I think, are doing a residency in Vegas, so they're around.
ABC,
they're already there.
Hang on, ABC, another bad creation.
Oh my
God!
God!
At the playground, bring all those back, and then that mysterious white band that was part of the music video that never did anything.
Don't even know their name.
You know what I'm talking about at the end of Motown Philly?
Ah, that's right.
Where they're like Boyz II Men, ABC, BBD, the East Coast Family, like that.
Oh man!
And then there was the white group. There was some white fucking R&B group that was supposed to be there, and they did nothing. Bring them out with that. Yes, newer edition.
That would be fun.
So that's what's going on for the Super Bowl. February 14th. This couldn't have happened to a shittier movie. So Sony Marvel, it's important to say Sony's Marvel.
Yeah.
Has a movie coming out, Madam Web, which is in the Spider-Man world, but it really shouldn't be at this point. There's posters everywhere. Online, in Manhattan. that are revealing. You saw some of these other characters in the trailer, but you didn't know who they were or what they were doing. Now you see them in all their outfits. And then there was a product that released. Usually it's Lego or Funko that spoils some stuff for a movie coming out.
Right.
What was the product that the Madam Webcast was on that was revealing things?
It was shampoo and body wash. I couldn't believe it. Like they were showing off like her in her full like actual like superhero suit and some of the other characters, and it was just shampoo.
That's so weird.
Right, of all things to get spoiled.
And they're probably thinking $100 million movie just got tanked by Pert Plus. Thanks, Pert Plus.
Damn Irish Spring.
Who said we had to go and do a partnership with Johnson & Johnson? Nah, forget McDonald's Happy Meals. Forget the Lego set. We need to go into Unilever.
Yeah, it was kind of funny seeing the news report come up. You're like, oh, they ruined the stuff because of hair care products.
Yeah, so the movie's ruined. It was going to be ruined anyway. No one's going to go to the theater to see it, and it'll be out on Blu-ray and on demand. I'm guessing 3 weeks.
I mean, Aquaman's already coming out soon, and then soon. I think something just got released that's going immediately to streaming like next weekend too. It's just ridiculous how quickly it does.
Moving on, original Ghostbusters, which we said is coming out March 29th. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This will be the 4th Ghostbusters movie, right? Yeah.
That we want to acknowledge. Yes, correct.
Correct. That is also correct. Have officially announced that the original cast is all there and present as part of the movie. They haven't fully explained what they're doing in the movie, but they're there in the field. I think they're consultants. At the end of the last movie, Winston Zeddmore's like a billionaire now or something, and he's the one who reopens the firehouse, the business, all of those things. And I think they're all there consulting, and then they wind up being part of the fun that's going on in the movie there. So you've got Dan Aykroyd as Ray Stantz. You got Bill Murray as Peter Venkman, Ernie Hudson as Winston Zeddmore. Annie Potts has been confirmed. She's back as Janine. What's her last name? Something with a Z.
Metz or something. Melmitz or Melitz.
Something like that, yeah. So she's back there. People are still anticipating Rick Moranis' return. They're hoping that this is the movie that he comes back to.
I thought for sure he was going to show up in the last movie too. Like there was rumors, like we really want him to show up.
What if the redhead guy shows up, the one who turned off the power, and he goes, yes, this man has no dick. What if he shows up in there? I would stand up cheering in the theater
Eric,
if I saw him come back.
Read the copy.
Did I just put the cart in front of the horse?
You did.
The Ghostbusters Frozen Empire issues of Empire Magazine also showed off behind the scenes of the film's production, but also gave readers their best look yet at this returning Slimer and Mini Puffs, alongside official confirmation the pen-pushing bureaucrat Walter Peck, played by William Atherton, is back. Damn it!
No, you did it. You didn't read ahead.
Called it. Yes.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So, William Atherton, they're getting him out of storage. I haven't seen him in years.
What if he's working a food cart on the corner of the place, just like they put Bruce Campbell in
no, he's the Pizza Papa?
Yeah. It's something like that his cart keeps getting backed into as they come speeding around the corner. Something like that.
Venkman has to go to him to tell him to shut down his cart because it's breaking some kind of law.
Yeah, he's breaking some food ordinances with the city.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, we are getting Walter Peck. I don't know in what capacity or if it's just a one-off little cameo.
This movie is going to do well.
I hope so.
It will do well. I'm begging whoever can hear this. There's 2 movies, more movies they can make with amazing storylines if they do it right.
Okay.
1. Yes, he returns back in the credits. It says, and he still has no dick.
That would be perfect.
1 is this. The original Ghostbusters 3 script that Dan Aykroyd had, where it was somehow they died and went to hell.
Yep,
They were
that was
in,
supposed
like,
to be Ghostbusters 3.
They were in Manhattan, but the hell version of Manhattan. I would love to see that. Number 2, there is a Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters animated series episode where Slimer got caught in a trap from another ghost that they were trying to contain. And I guess he grabbed Slimer and pulled him into the trap. They didn't realize Slimer was in the trap till later, and he was already disposed into the containment unit. And they couldn't just get him out of the containment unit. They had to go out in there to separate him from the ghost world and bring him out. So they rigged up something where they had to go into the containment unit. And they're in this big world of all the ghosts that they've trapped and took care of out in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a fantastic movie if they had to go into the containment unit to try to get Slimer back. Because you could also work in the Boogeyman, the scariest episode of a kid's show probably ever, of a kid's animated show probably ever. If you look up the Boogeyman episode of Real Ghostbusters, it's terrifying. He would just come out of your closet and he would peek. This giant kind of like half-hooven creature with I don't know. He's just giant nose, eyes, teeth, hair, and then he's got like a horse body kind of thing or a goat body kind of thing. It was terrifying as a little kid. You could work him into the story somehow with all this.
They're saying this movie is closer to the feel of the real Ghostbusters, so it's going to be a little more campy and fun. Mm-hmm. They're even bringing back the old toys. Remember, like where like Winston would get scared, so his hair would come up.
Funny guy, watch him scream. Yeah, and
or you can see like the ears pop out, or the eyes will pop out. They're bringing back those toys for this.
Remember the one ghost with the giant eyeball, and you had to bash him on the head to shoot the eyeball out.
Yeah, or they had the toilet that would open up, and it was like a monster.
That always reminds me of Look Who's Talking. Give me your pee-pee. I want your pee-pee. No.
But yeah, they're doing that to kind of tie it in. So I have high hopes for it. I enjoyed the last one. I'm really just kind of
I want
something fun.
Good for you, Lucy Moody.
Of course,
you should have the eyeball guy.
I remember the little proton packs, and you just put around the back of it, the handle part, you twist it, and then like the plastic beam would just spin. It was such a dumb thing, but I loved it.
Yeah.
But yes.
I'm looking forward to that. All right, we got to race through here. Top Gun 3 in early development with Tom Cruise at Paramount. There was a lot of speculation that he was not going to be involved in the third one. Mm-hmm. There's a thing online. It's such clickbait, but people were somebody put an article together with all this shit they got off of Reddit that Tom Cruise died during the second movie. Not Tom Cruise, sorry. Maverick died during the second movie, and here's all the proof to show you how that Tom Cruise was dead. And I'm like, why am I bothering to read this? This is bullshit.
It's conspiracy.
And I just jumped to the comments. I'm like, let's see what everyone's saying first. And they're all like, this is garbage. What are you talking about? This doesn't even make sense. But anyway, he's attached to the third film. It's in the early stages of development, but plans are underway for the sequel, which follows the Top Gun Maverick from 2022 and the original one from 1986. No deals are in place yet, but the idea to reunite the producers of the film, Jerry Bruckheimer and Tom Cruise, and given that the film would be a sequel to Maverick, Cruise's younger co-stars will all be back in there, the ones that lived, and there you go. If you're a big fan of the Top Gun series, you may have one more to look forward to. In other Tom Cruise news, we should get a stinger. Tom Cruise news.
Come out of the closet.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 gets a streaming release date. It's coming out on Paramount Plus on January 25th in the United States and Canada, and will arrive in the international markets beginning in February. The original title of this was Part 1, but is now simply... Are they not making a second one?
They were trying to get... So the next one that they were making, or they were in the production of, or maybe is done and they have to edit it, was supposed to be Dead Reckoning Part 2. So they were kind of packaging them together. But this one did so poorly and lackluster in the theater that they're dropping the Part 1 and just calling it Dead Reckoning. So that way in the next movie, they can name it something different and not associate it with this, kind of flop, really.
What if they just called it this and you go to watch it and it's just that Tom Cruise movie Live, Die, Repeat?
I like that movie.
I did
I'll watch
too.
that.
But imagine they just put that on there, but they CGI just Maverick's clothes on him. And then there's just scenes of him riding a motorcycle to nowhere. And then it's just, that's it. It's just very minimal what they had to do to edit the movie.
Right.
Make it a whole different thing. Godzilla -1, defeating all the odds.
Oof.
Which a lot of people saying a perfect movie, and I think I agree with them.
It's one of my favorites.
It broke the $100 million threshold. Now you might be thinking, Eric, that's not that big a deal lately with the way movies are done. The movie was made for $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's a massive profit, and that's with minimal marketing and everything else. It was just hearsay, word of mouth, and a trailer. That was it. So, it's doing very well. They released a black and white version to almost like paying homage to the original one from the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And that was out in Japan. Now it's finally going to be released in the United States for a special 1 week run in theaters, billed by Toho as a thank you to the fans after the color version of surpassed $50 million at the domestic box office. Well, they're over $100 million now. Now it's going to be black and white and virtual reality goggles. That's not true, but that'd be great if you have to sit down there and just Godzilla, like you're standing there, all of a sudden you just see the tail whip around you from the side.
Why do they have to animate his dick?
What? No, it's not. Why did they have to? It's like, why can't I move? If I move to the left, it follows you. It's like eyes on a painting. It just follows you around the room. Why is Mom always staring at his dick? You didn't want this?
So funny.
I wanted it. Jordan in the back. Anyway, so that's coming. I can't wait for it's on demand and stuff. I want to buy a copy of it for myself. So
yeah. I'm gonna go see it in the theater. I want to check that out in black and white.
If you watch the show Yellow Jackets, when Giddles was on the show here, him and I would talk about that. We watched Yellow Jackets, which used to be on Showtime. I don't know if it's going to be on Showtime because I think they merged with Paramount. So it might be a Paramount Plus exclusive. We'll see what happens. But the third season, it will not be premiering until 2025. So it got pushed because of the strikes and other stuff that was going on and cast schedules. So it's taking a while for them to get everybody back together to make that happen. Over at FX, the cable channel has an Alien series that is in the works and is coming fairly soon. The series is they have announced that the series will ignore the Xenomorphs Prometheus origin storyline.
Good.
They were saying it's like, yeah, we really don't give a shit about them being these creatures being weaponized to take out the rest of the world. So that's not happening anymore. Those Prometheus movies, as fantastic as Michael Fassbender is, they don't give a shit about it. Just like Alien vs. Predator and all those other... there was 2 Alien vs. Predator movies, right?
Yeah, Requiem and then the first one.
Yeah, those don't count either. So this is
terrible.
This is a do-over. It's going to be called Alien Mulligan. Right on there. HBO is currently targeting a 2025 release date for season 3 of the popular Euphoria. Again, difficulty getting the cast because a lot of the cast members on there have careers.
Movie careers, yeah.
Movie careers and things going on. So setting film schedules to get everything and everyone done into there has been a big challenge for the show, so it won't be till 2025. I don't know why that if you get signed to a television show nowadays or a movie that like the studio's like, look, we plan to make 3, so let's lock them in for 3. Why they don't do that? The movies do it. Why doesn't television do that? It's like, hey, look, after that first season, because usually you get the 1 season contract just to see how the show does, and then they do a second contract based on how good the show does. Why wouldn't you lock them in? If you knew you had a couple more seasons, lock them in that this is their top commitment, and anything can't be booked around I don't know. What do I know? I just complain about everything. Over on Hulu, they're going to release a Brat Pack documentary set for sometime here in 2024. If you're not familiar with the Brat Pack was a group of young actors and actresses in the 80s that consisted of Kevin McCarthy, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, Emilio Estevez, Judd Nelson, Anthony Michael Hall, and Molly Ringwald. Tons of great movies between whether they were all in the movies together or they were not all of them were in all the movies. Now that I'm thinking.
No, they were doing things like Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club is part of the Brat Pack movie,
right? But I don't
like
think
Robert
all
Downey
of them were in
Jr.
there.
did Weird Science, which I don't think is with Anthony Michael Hall, which I don't think is part of the Brat Pack thing, but it's adjacent to that universe. Anyway, there's going to be a documentary that's coming out on Hulu sometime this year. It's a feature-length documentary revisiting the origins of the famous group and their cultural impact 30 years later.
I'd watch that.
Moving on. Oh, this is the video game stuff, right?
So I figured if we want to cut it off, we can just do this one.
Yeah, we can save that. We can save that for next week, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. We're done. We're done with the show. Goodbye, fucker. No, that's not how we're going to end it. That would be great if we did.
Turn it off.
Yeah, just turn it off. It's like, bye, clicked off, and everyone's like, wait, what?
Like, what the hell?
Thank God, this show was going way too long. We are done. We have to get out of here. We have to do plugs. So as always, Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
You can check me out on I'll Watch It Later podcast, where we talk movies, we talk our personal lives, concerts we've gone to, the ideas that we see, movies that we probably should have seen by now, and check them out. This week we are going to be watching and reviewing the 1988 remake, The Blob. Check us out on Instagram at Watch Later Pod. Pretty soon, and much to Tom from Alberta's chagrin, we got cameras. We're going to Instagram and we're going to YouTube. We're going to be doing videos soon. So you get to see us all in our 1080p glory. So check us out. We'll be going video soon.
I think I'm going to have to start charging you commercial rates.
No.
For your plugs, turning more into infomercials for this other thing. Why don't you ever plug this show?
I do. I talk about you on our other show. Maybe if you listened, you'd know.
All right.
Damn.
4.1. But 2, why don't you plug this show while you're on this show? Let's try it again. Go.
Well, you're the plugs. Hi, you can check me out on It's Erik Nagel. We'll go.
No one cares. All right. I get it. For me in the show, it's Erik Nagel. See right there on the bottom of the screen. But for those in audio land, it's Erik Nagel across the board on all the social media platforms. You can find us there, follow us, give us likes and subscribes and all that other stuff that they tell you to click the bells and whistles to do so. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, thank you so much for doing so. If you're listening to us on demand after the show has been done for God knows how long, Apple, Spotify, do us a kindness and leave us a positive review over at those platforms. It does help out the program. And if you want to join us live each and every week as we do said program, you can go into our live rooms over at Twitch and over at YouTube. And if you could also do us a kindness and tell 2 friends.
And he tells 2 friends.
And she tells 2 friends.
And so on, and so on, and so on.
There you go. That's the best way to get the word out of here. Not the word out of here. We have to get out of here, but that's the best way to get the word out there for the show. What do I...
Damn it, we're hungry. Let's get out of here.
We gotta stop doing 3-hour shows. Let's get it back to an hour like everybody else seems to be able to do. I don't know why we can't do it. Jordan, until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And we'll be seeing you. Illuminati. Illuminati!
It's Erik Nagel.
Quitting time!
Quitting time!
Thank God it's Friday.
Thursday.
Same thing. See you Monday.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itseriknagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends, so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.